show is about to begin. Enjoy.
Michael O'Grady, I creativi.
All right. This is, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 3 of Michael O'Grady and the Creatives. Here, my guest today is the awesomely talented, amazing guitar player and MD. And for those of you who are layman folks out there, MD is not medical doctor. It is music director. He has played with such artists as Danity Kane, Stereo Jane, and Tori Kelly. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, Mr. Dario Comuzzi. Dario.
Ciao. Hi. Hi.
Had to come in with a fancy Italian
Right. Well,
ciao.
you know.
There you go. How are you, dude?
Not too bad. Not too bad.
Right.
Yeah.
You're on episode 3. Here we go.
It's a good number.
It's not too
3,
bad,
I
right?
Like it. No, it's
Three's
pretty.
a- 3
it's
is
a pretty
like-
good number, I feel.
I always notice that 3 is like that weird, cool magic number. If anybody follows numerology out there, it's like the creative number. I don't know where that comes from. I don't know what the deal is
We'll
with
take
that.
it.
Yeah, we'll take it.
Yeah, it's good.
Plus, also, my birth. If you add up the month, the year, and the date,
Okay.
and then you subdivide all of it or whatever, it ends up being a 3, which means you're a creative type of person.
That's
I don't
cool.
know. So
Yeah.
I was like, this is perfect. That's why I named the show Michael O'Grady
Yeah.
and the Creatives. I'm kidding. I
Yeah,
don't.
it's good.
Anyway, so as I was saying in the beginning, for those of you who don't know, Dario lives in Los Angeles, and he is originally from Italy. And you have to say it like that.
Italia, right?
Italia,
Italia, yeah.
Which one is it? Does
You like Italy
Yeah.
or
How do,
Italia?
how do you know which one to use?
Well, I guess. That's a good.
That's
That's a funny one.
Yeah,
So when I
because I don't
say
know.
I'm from Italy, they're like, where? Italy. Oh, Italy. Oh, great.
Oh,
if I say
so to you,
I'm right, it depends who I'm talking to. And if I say I'm from Italy, they'll go from where? Italy. Oh, Italy. So it's always like a guess
where does
in one of the
Italia
two.
come from?
Or Italia, it's the way you say in Italian.
That's the way you say it?
yeah, Italia.
Oh, if you're speaking Italian.
Yeah, Italia.
So if you're speaking Italian, you would say Italia.
yeah, just
that's how
take
you-
out the N.
But if you're talking to me and we just met, you would say Italy.
Italy.
Italy. That's the American way to say it. You just did it right there.
Right? Bam.
Italy. There's no
Italy.
strong T. Italy. From Italy. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I hear like
If I make it call it Italy.
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 Italy. I swear. Isn't there a restaurant called Italy? Like Eatly?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know where it is, but
It's
I think.
somewhere in Culver City or something. No, wait.
Is it out here?
Yeah,
That's
they
what I'm
have a
thinking.
bunch. Yeah.
And I
yeah.
was like,
it's like a
oh, they
chain.
knew what they were doing.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's what it sounds like.
And it's smart.
Italy.
Yeah, Italy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But, so I'm just getting a sip of my
Yeah.
dirty mud water there.
There we go.
Anyway, again, right off the bat, before we go off the rails, because that's probably what's going to end up happening, and I don't want to do that to you, everybody. So Dario has played with a bunch of musicians and artists up until COVID and everything.
Yeah.
But-
including you.
Yes, exactly. And we'll definitely get into that because that's, well, you know what? That is, oh, my bad. My microphone's down. No wonder I'm
Oops.
having issues. That's okay. We'll fix that.
Yeah.
We'll fix it in post. I'm kidding. It's not. It's all, just I want to see everybody the budget of this show. What was I saying? I have to bring this up here a little bit.
All these great artists and stuff. Yeah.
You and I originally met auditioning,
Damn.
right?
Yep.
Well, we
Wow.
kind of knew each other from MI.
Yeah.
But I think when we really started getting familiar with each other was you kept showing up at the same auditions.
Yeah. And it was
that-
always after you. Like you will come out and I'll be like, hey, what's
Hey!
up? I'm next.
Right.
Oh, hey. Yeah. That kind of
Exactly.
stuff. Yeah.
And that's one of the cool things that I think maybe like not a lot of people realize about Los Angeles is that happens all the time. There's a good joke on the show Friends where Joey's going into an audition and he's thinking in his head where he's like, where am I going to find somebody who looks exactly like me? And the camera pans out and there's all these actors who look just like him. Same haircut, same bone structure, same
Clothes.
leather jacket.
Exactly.
See, that's
That's the
why
thing.
there's a reason why backing musicians wear the same attire. So that way, if we get replaced, nobody
No,
notices.
it's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, because you and I kept showing up to like the same auditions.
Yeah.
whether it be for this, that, and the other person or whatever like that. And I think I remember my memory was that you were very personable right off the bat.
With the accent and stuff.
Well, yeah. Well, it's the accent, and it's probably just like who you are in general, because there's a lot of musicians, and you know this from auditioning. Sometimes people are like, you're like, yeah. Sometimes people are too serious about it.
Yeah.
They don't want
right.
to talk. They don't want to hang out.
No,
they don't. Or
super pro and
yeah,
I guess.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe
a little bit. Yeah,
A
but
little
you were
too much.
like, I don't even remember how the conversation went, but you were along the lines of, you were like, I think you asked, like, you're like, how old are you? And at the time I was like, oh, I'm this old. And you were like, me too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. Me too. Right.
yeah, and then-
1989, right?
Yeah,
Oh, should we
exactly. And
say
then you're like
that?
1989. And then I was
Yeah.
like, well, I'm half Italian. I'm like Olive Garden
All
Italian.
right, all right, yeah.
But that was kind of like the whole start of it and everything. And then I think it was the Sunset Jam and all
That
that
was good,
stuff.
yeah.
And then we realized
Exactly.
we lived a block away from
Dude,
each other.
That's
Like really, really
one of
close.
the greatest things.
Is
Yeah,
it?
exactly.
I know, yeah. And also because like when you can't do a gig, you've referred me to that same
Mhm.
gig. It's like a
Yeah.
good alternate, like,
Yeah.
you know, if the first string quarterback can't make it, whatever, then the other guy's got to
Yeah.
jump in. We all got other shit going on.
Exactly.
And that's kind of like a cool, interesting thing as far as like Los Angeles goes, because I think what a lot of people, like, I didn't realize
Mhm.
how crazy auditioning was and getting hooked up with people and how you were playing with them and the relationships that you have and how they can easily kind of like come out of nowhere.
Oh yeah,
You know what I
it's
mean?
crazy.
Yeah. So like one of the things like we did all the auditions together, but like one of the first auditions, or I'm sorry, one of the first groups or artists that you
Right.
played with was what? Tori Kelly when you first moved here? Or was
Yeah,
that the
was
first?
Kind of. King Queen was my main band.
I
don't
remember
know if
King Queen.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Sabrina. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We share a lot of like history and stuff. Yeah. A lot of fun stuff together. Yeah.
Yeah. But and then the other thing too is a lot of people probably don't know, and I didn't know this about you for the longest time, is that you do a lot of behind the scenes shit.
Yes.
A lot of placement.
Actually, yeah.
You record a lot of music.
It's been a while. Yeah, I do a lot of stuff and my studio and all the
Right.
the fun like creating, like composing and stuff.
Well, yeah, for people who don't know, what
do I do?
do you do with that?
Okay.
And
Yeah.
like where would they hear your music?
If they watch TV,
Yeah.
it's a lot of like it's been placed in a lot of TV shows, trailer commercials, and bunch of like on Netflix too, Netflix shows.
Like
and
what are some
stuff.
of the networks? Or some of the shows, I mean.
CBS. Okay, let me think. So the main one, let's say the one that people probably will recognize more, it's the Gordon Ramsay show.
Oh, Hell's Kitchen?
Yeah, especially 24 Hours of Hell and Back.
Oh, okay.
And a few more of his shows. He has many. I don't even. Sometimes I'm like, oh, cool. I did the music for that. Part of the music, of course, because we are a group of composers. It's not only me. But,
right.
And then I'm like, oh, cool. Oh, I wonder if there is some of my music in the other show that they didn't mention back then when I was recording or like composing, doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then I check the other TV show and I hear my music there. I'm like, oh, cool. It's
There it
there
is,
too.
yeah.
Awesome. Oh, I guess it's there
And
too.
you can pick it out of a needle of a haystack if you hear your song that you wrote.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So like when you write that stuff,
Yeah.
are you writing because they come to you and they say, hey, we need something that sounds like...
Pretty much. Yeah. They give me
How
references.
does that go?
So they give me references, like the main, let's say how would you like let's say the main guy in the team that is coordinating the whole thing.
Right.
He sends me an email and stuff. It's like, okay, we got this TV show going. It's gonna air like in a month or something. So in about 2 weeks or less or whatever, or maybe sometimes like, oh, we have few days only. We need this amount of music on this genre. So they tell me, okay, they send me references and stuff, and
What are some of the references?
lots of like modern rock indie stuff, like swag rock. That's like
Is that the
genre.
description? That's the adjective they give
Yeah,
you?
exactly.
Swag rock.
Swag rock. Yeah.
Now, what do you... And they go...
big
like,
claps and stuff, and they send me like a playlist made of Spotify or something.
oh, of
And
like,
they like
specific,
sound alike. Yeah.
specific bands.
Yeah.
Sound like...
alike. Yeah. Like they can be. Oh man, I don't even know now. Like because they get.
Would it
so
be like...
many.
I mean, I picture my go-to is the Black Keys.
Yeah. There we go. Black Keys and
Party
one of
rock.
the- yeah.
Well, it's like
Yeah.
it's like blues.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
There
we go.
I
Yeah.
think beer commercials use that a lot
That kind of stuff. Yes.
because they can't do the actual song.
no.
Because it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But isn't that kind of how the Black Keys got a lot of their stuff placed
I
at
guess,
first?
right?
They weren't that popular. So like a commercial or a TV
Yeah.
show, like I hear a lot of shows from like the early 2000s and I go, oh, that's Black Keys.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Kings of Leon. Like before they were like
Absolutely.
ridiculously famous.
It's crazy. Yeah.
And now it's like, okay, now we need something that sounds like that.
Yeah.
And you go,
Exactly.
oh, I know what to do with
Yeah,
that. I know how to
pretty
play
much, yeah.
that and give it that vibe and that tone
Exactly,
and
yeah.
everything.
That's an example. Like that's one of the genre. And
Right.
Of course, there are many more classical, more like emotional. There's this band that I didn't know before, Explosions in the Sky. I
Love
don't know
'em.
if you're...
Yeah. Huge 10-minute instrumentals.
That's it.
Yeah.
Boom.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
the one.
We'll take
Yeah,
it.
exactly. That kind of stuff, and yeah.
Yeah. That's like, so you'll
you
get a
too. You too. It's always like a go-to, especially for
Oh,
guitar stuff. It's always
right.
like, oh, think of that and that kind of stuff.
give us this kind of a vibe.
Yeah.
But do they send you the scenes?
Sometimes without the music.
Right.
Sometimes we can just check it out briefly. They don't really share much of what's going on because
It's just
they
super vague.
yeah they
Yeah.
kind of trust the composers, and once they get it,
Right.
they know how to put it together and do their cut and stuff.
Yeah.
So a bunch of the songs, they're like in the middle of the song. There is like I always use like a little right before the chorus, pop, 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 and everything breaks for like a half bar or something.
And that's what they use.
Right, just that
They
break.
cut your...
Exactly. So they use the little break with no music. That's it.
No shit.
So,
But you have no idea
Yeah.
that that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Do you have any kind of intuition to...
Yeah, it's kind of like a rule. Like as a composer, you kind of know that kind of stuff that it's easy to edit. If they want to just
Right.
wait a little, oh, let me cut that and just move it around or whatever.
So
I
you
they
think
do-
like that when you write something?
Absolutely. You always have to think like imagine like a scene or something.
Right.
Get into a vibe. And
You're not just doing, I want it to be like this. You're
You know,
thinking, I'm having
Yeah.
the song build up,
yeah.
and you hit that crescendo, that big
Yeah.
point where you go, I needed the song to stop for a
Pretty
split
much.
second,
Exactly.
Like
and I
a-
just put it in there.
like a
so it's
beater,
like,
like
yeah,
a beat or two.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe
And
a
then you
bar
kick
too.
back in. Oh, a bar.
Yeah. Yeah,
So they
let's
go,
say.
oh, we
Yeah.
have something to work with.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you ever have anybody like do they come with you with like okay, do it again, do it again, do it again, do it again.
They
Do you
might
have-
like ask for revisions. Oh, you know what? Let me like a little like mix tip thing, like just lower guitars or maybe make the snare sound bigger. Add
Real-
claps, like bigger claps, just little things. But with the time,
yeah.
I kind of learned what people like and what it's usable kind of thing.
And
what they
this isn't
use,
like
yeah.
collaborating with somebody.
It's hard to actually collaborate on that.
Right.
Because if you think about it, you have to have everything kind of ready to go, and you have to have the knowledge of the drums, the bass, like everything. Of course, we all have to kind of know
Right.
what's going on, keys, parts, and
Yeah.
stuff, and and little production tips too.
right.
Like big risers or like
So yeah, because like,
break and all that. fun.
but you're not sitting down with somebody and
No.
they're going, "Hey, I want this, I want that."
No.
You're basing this off of like a quick email note,
Exactly.
and you have to kind of go, "I know how TV works. I know how film works.
Exactly.
I can imagine they want it to do
Yeah.
this for whatever reason." You give them that option.
And as everything else, you kind of, the more you do, the more you learn, and you already know what to do. So when they tell me, okay, this kind of show is going to be with this vibe, we need this kind of stuff.
Right.
Sometimes I don't even, not that I don't really listen to the references, but I kind of get right away. I'm at a point. Woohoo.
Yeah.
because I'm
Yeah,
just kidding.
because you're.
But
yeah, yeah.
Well,
Well, that's the thing about being a
It's- yeah.
musician. Like,
we kind of get.
you kind of have to. Yeah, you have to develop and understand. I remember.
Mhm.
I started learning that in the studio, and I was working with a band, and we're in the recording thing, and I'm playing something,
Yeah.
and I remember the manager was like, "That sounds a little too," like I think I remember he said like "yeehaw country," you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because I'm like a
We
rock
can
and
say a color. Sometimes.
yeah.
So it sounds too brown. or,
right,
like,
yeah.
sounds too-
That's a
yeah,
it
whatever.
sounds too brown. I need like orange velvet
Yeah,
crush, and you're like, "What the
exactly.
fuck does that mean?"
And some green in there. I'm like, oh.
They're like, imagine if Polka and Prince had a baby, and you're
Right.
like, okay, I think I get what you mean. Like, that's a little,
Sometimes that.
Yeah.
It happens.
that's a little weird, yeah. But how long have you been doing that?
It's been over 3 years, almost 4, I guess.
No shit.
2000s. Yeah, 3-4 years. Yeah.
And
And it's funny the way it happened.
Really?
I've always, compose, arrange, like do it all my
Writing.
composition stuff, writing,
Right.
as many people do, many musicians. But I've always tried to take it always like take it very serious, like very with mixing properly and try to make
because
it
this is
sounds
part of
go.
your job.
Yes, everything. It's
Yeah, this is how you make a
the
living.
whole
This is
package.
how you
Yeah.
put.
Let's say my. Well, I don't want to say part time anymore because it became such a main thing. The live stuff.
That's like a
and
back seat. Corona.
so
I
let's
was
say-
gonna. That's what I was. We were talking about this before. We were talking about this
Yeah.
the other day. Because I teach on the side.
Yeah,
So thank God for that.
that's great.
And you've been doing this.
Yeah.
Thank God for that.
My
This
God.
is like your main
Yeah.
income now.
Yeah.
Have you been doing this a lot
Mhm.
more because of Corona?
Well, let's say that I've been focusing more because I have more time to do it.
Right.
And of course, every time there is more like, hey, can you do that? Oh, yeah. Sometimes back in the days. And the
Just a few months ago.
right.
Do you guys remember
2-3
when,
months ago.
yeah, when life
we
was
used to.
great?
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, the
Everyone
first
used to
week
gig.
on Facebook and Instagram, musicians were posting, "Oh my God, I haven't been on stage in a
Yeah.
week. Oh my God,
I
that's
tried. Yeah.
over the top. You don't even know."
I know. I tried to avoid that because, of course, we all in the same.
We're all
It's
the-
for
yeah.
everyone. It's not only for musicians. It's for so many.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, but now this is your main source.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, who knows? Maybe this is gonna pick up, and boom, I get a bunch of emails. Oh, guys, blah blah blah. We're gonna be needing music for this and that. And
yeah.
like, okay, well,
So
yeah.
yeah, so like you mentioned, what Hell's Kitchen,
Hell's
or-
Kitchen,
or Hell and Back. What are
there's
some of the
another-
other shows that do they
Undercover Boss. That's
Undercover
another- I
Boss?
don't know if you
Well,
and that's-
yeah,
and
I've heard of that. Yeah,
dude. I have
is that that's a cooking show, right?
no?
Or it's just
well,
a no.
I think-
It's a business show, or
Right.
like somebody. I remember. I think I saw this. Like some guy. Like it could be. Excuse me.
yeah.
It can be like a restaurant, and he comes
Exactly.
in.
Like
going-
it's like a celebrity
customer-
or someone, like
I don't know if
someone
it's
kind
a
of famous.
I don't know if it's a celebrity.
Yeah, it's called actually Celebrity Undercover Boss. One of the latest.
Oh. So
Yeah.
that's one of the songs.
Yeah.
You get like an email going, "Hey, we put your shit in this."
Yeah, I know. Like I already know that they're gonna use it for that kind of show,
Oh,
but I
you're
don't
right.
know how many times and like where in the episodes.
Right.
you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And then once I get I blah blah blah,
Yeah.
and then I get my statement with all the placements,
Right, and that's pretty cool.
and it's kind of fun.
And then you could put that on your resume.
right,
Kind
yeah.
of the type of deal.
It's like exactly. And sometimes you don't even know where if that song was made for that show or like it was gonna they were gonna use it for a specific show.
right.
And then it gets placed to a trailer or I don't know, a movie or movie.
Any movies? You get any movies yet?
I did actually. My first scoring thing was a movie. Yeah, back in 2015.
No
was it
shit.
2014? Yeah, 2015.
What movie?
It was an Amazon movie. It's called "So You Want to Be a Gangster." It's this I know. This I think it was this young Mexican director. And
You said that so condescending, though.
I know I
Like, you're
thought
like-
about it first. So you want to be?
Well,
how
but
should
you
have
said it like a parent said it to a kid. We're like, so you want to be a gangster?
Because I should have put more So you want to be?
So
a
you
gangster?
want to be a gangster? Oh, that's too fucking
Yeah.
funny. That cracks me.
And that
up.
was like really fun actually. And
It's a movie. We're already off the rails here,
there we
folks.
go. There we go.
20
We're getting
minutes
drunk
in.
on water. And
Drunk
stuff.
on water, yeah, exactly. So your song gets placed in a movie.
Oh, that was the whole score. The whole movie.
You scored the whole
movie. Bam. Yeah.
Whoa. All right. So if anybody wants to check out So You Want to Be a Gangster,
Gangster.
who's in it? Anybody in it?
Oh, I don't.
Obviously actors, but
You know,
anybody we
I don't
know?
ever-
Or did you
I
watch
don't
it? Did you ever
know.
watch it?
I did. Yeah, yeah.
You
I did
watched
watch
it.
it without the music with the director.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
That
know
was
this.
that was the very first. Yeah, it came to my place with the guy that referred me. What was the photography assistant or something like that?
DP?
DP,
Director of
one
photography?
yeah,
It's
exactly.
probably him. Yeah.
That's that guy.
He's a very important person.
Exactly.
The
So they
DP
came
is.
to my place and like, hey, like, oh, I heard you do music and blah blah blah.
Right.
And then the blah blah. I like to say blah 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 because
Blah, blah, blah. That's
just to
how it
cut it
goes.
short. And yeah, and I showed a bunch of music that I've produced and
And
just
they were like,
composed.
"We want to hire you."
And it's like, I remember like going through my little list back then. I had like a 20 songs kind of thing ready to show. Like, oh, check this out. I did this and this and this. And the third song is like, hold on, this.
Yeah.
I like this. And then they said something to each other. But they were talking Spanish. And I kind of picked up a little. I'm like, this is going somewhere.
No shit.
And yeah, because they're from Mexico, right?
Right.
And they, they're like, well, do you have time right now? I'm like, yeah, I mean, yeah. You want to watch the movie? Because I think you're going to score it. You're going to do music for it. I'm like, okay, let's do it.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so you're sitting there watching this movie
The whole movie, almost 2 hours.
with no
long.
music.
No music, just dialogue.
Jesus Christ. How bad is that?
It's
How
very
awkward is it?
interesting. It's very awkward.
You don't notice it until
is
it's gone,
No.
kinda?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And for whoever went to the Hollywood Bowl when John Williams was playing with the orchestra, I don't know if you have been.
No,
But
I've
they,
been to the Hollywood
but you
Bowl.
know, right?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I've been to the Hollywood Bowl for 2 concerts.
There we
For
go.
I
Cool.
saw last year. I saw Nile Rodgers. And
And
quick side note for all of you listening out
and
there.
the creativity. No, just kidding.
With who?
And the creativity. Your name, whatever. It was a bad joke.
Oh wait. Oh. Sorry, I missed it. I was like thinking and I missed it. I'm sorry.
No.
No. But it's because I grew up listening to like classic rock and like the Beatles and da 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 da. But and I don't think it was until I moved out here that I started learning how important somebody like Nile Rodgers was, and how much you hear
Oh my
his
God.
guitar playing. This girl I was dating at the time, and she was a singer, musician, or whatever. But the funny thing about it is I go, here's what you need to understand about this guy. It's not about his gear. I mean, it is a little bit, but it's the way he plays funk. That's the funk guitar we hear. Where you hear it in. You hear it in Get Lucky. You hear it in David Bowie. You hear it in all kinds of fucking shit. That it's just like
You just know it.
and that's him.
It's him.
It's bananas how good he is at funk guitar that you're just like. And I don't. You're a great funk player, but I don't know if you feel that weird. Do you feel that weird?
Yeah.
Like this isn't good enough.
No.
This isn't the right
Absolutely.
pocket.
Yeah, no.
Because some guys have that.
And that's the sound.
But you're
that come
great
out.
at it. But I don't know if you feel that way. I
Yeah,
feel it
yeah,
like
yeah.
I
Oh my
try to
God.
do it, but
Yeah.
I'm like,
You can just fake it and trying to.
But
just,
that's him.
It's so natural
That's him.
for him.
It's a
Yeah.
Stratocaster. There's like no distortion.
You know?
And it's just
And it
fucking
just-
funk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw him and I saw Kings of Leon.
Okay.
That was cool. Yeah, I saw Kings of Leon a couple of years ago
that's
before that, and I was like, oh, I got to see those
Yeah.
guys. Anyway, so sorry. Back to
John Williams.
John Williams.
John Williams. More
Hollywood
the,
Bowl.
you know.
Yeah.
So he's playing-
One
of the many.
Yeah, one of the fucking
The
many.
Many.
Yeah.
Genius.
Harry Potter.
And
Jaws,
they showed,
whatever.
they showed the movie. You know, they're playing with the. It's playing
What
with the
movie
orchestra.
did you see?
Well, they show sections of
Oh.
like Indiana Jones
Oh,
and whatever,
okay, gotcha.
and they
Yeah,
just
yeah.
you know they was show. I think they were showing like a piece of Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
With no music, just with dialogues, like an action scene and stuff.
And you're
that is
like-
like, push, push, and it's and everyone is like, oh, whoa, and then
It's horrible.
back to the top of the scene.
Yeah.
With the orchestra playing live, and you're like, it's great.
Wait, so they did both
Yeah.
to give you of
An
this
idea
is
what it
what
is.
we do.
Yeah.
No way.
Uh huh. That's crazy. Yeah.
That's rad.
Mhm.
I've seen that before with Foley artists. Am I saying that right? A Foley artist?
I guess.
Do you know what a Foley artist does? They do this shit.
Yeah. Oh,
They do all like the weird noises, like when people are walking or when somebody, if you grab your water bottle.
yeah.
And they said like they would show scenes in movies where they take all that stuff out, and it's really weird and it's really awkward because we need a little bit of that white noise.
Yes.
That little ambient sound or
Little
whatever.
things. Yeah.
So you're sitting there watching the movie with these guys.
Yeah.
For what's the name of the movie again? I already forgot.
So
it.
you want to be a gangster.
So you want to be a.
So you want to be right. You
So
want
you wanna
to
be a
put that word. You can
So
just.
you want to
put
be a
it.
fucking
Gangster?
gangster or what? What the fuck's your problem? Anyway, I went like New York to Boston in a
Yeah.
second. Anyway, and they go, hey, we need something here.
Mm-hmm.
We need something there.
Exactly.
It needs to
There
fit,
and
fit
yeah.
this. And you're not just playing guitar.
No.
You're doing.
It was a little bit of the guitar, like more guitar-driven songs, like tracks here and there.
They wanted that vibe.
Yeah, a little bit of that, and a lot of like, let's call it corporate Hans Zimmer type of
Right.
boom, boom, boom vibe, like big,
Like Dark Knight.
right? Dark Knight, which is
That's a
one of my
perfect example of that. That's like.
Exactly, we all know he made it famous. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Exactly. No shit.
Simple, efficient, and
And you had to do all that.
yeah. It was
Did you ever
It's
do
pretty
that
cool.
before, or was that the first time?
no first time actually.
Get outta here.
Yeah, I mean, I could say I scored like a little, what's it called? Like one of those little, how do you call those little?
Short film.
Short, yeah.
A short
exactly.
film.
It
Yeah.
was like a
20
short,
minutes?
short animation
Oh,
thing.
okay, gotcha.
Yeah, with just classical music though.
What programs are you using?
Okay, that's the big question. That's a $1 billion question.
What do we got here?
Okay, a little bit of
gear that you're
the
using?
let's call it platform. I like to call it platform, recording platform.
Okay.
A little bit of Logic and a little bit of Pro Tools back then. Now I'm sold to Logic, just because I kind of got used
This
to.
is for Logic.
Logic. Of course, you know there is
Why though?
Ableton. You just I don't know if I can say that.
You can be polite about it.
I can be later.
Is it just a preference?
Yeah, let's say it's let's say
For what you're doing, you go. This is what I need
I kind of
to get the
like
job done.
I kind of like the way it looks better.
There you go.
Yeah,
And that helps you. That helps you work.
Yeah,
That's a
exactly.
very big important thing.
But you know what? When actually I was working on Pro Tools for a while before.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we can go back. Like I know this is kind of a.
You're
when I
fine.
started, when
Take
I
your
was
time.
16, whatever, like back in 2005.
Back in the village of Italy.
2006, exactly. Little
Yeah.
village, this little Italian.
Where are you
village.
from in Italy?
Bologna. I was born in Florence, so people know that.
You were born in Florence.
Florence.
But
Grew
you're
up in
from Bologna.
I grew up in Bologna. Yeah.
No
Which
shit.
is most of the time, some people don't know where Bologna is. They're like, oh, Bologna, that kind of Bologna.
Yeah.
But you know,
it.
if I say Bologna, the people will be like, if I say
Yeah.
Florence, oh my
Oh,
God,
okay,
Firenze.
gotcha.
No.
Yeah.
Firenze.
Yeah.
I was born there, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so
I started with Ableton Live. Long story short,
you started with Ableton.
Ableton Live
Yeah.
back when it came out, pretty much, and then I moved. Not that I moved on. Like I added to like Logic. And
That's
I was
where you
starting using
gravitated
Logic.
towards
I
Logic.
gravitated. Yeah, exactly.
Motherfucker.
And then when I moved there, I forced myself into Pro Tools.
Really?
Yeah.
No. And then, but
And then after a while, I remember working also with another guy. We were actually writing together. He was using Logic. And I'm like, whatever. For technical reason, I was like, okay, well, let me just open this in Logic and let me just do it in Logic. And I kind of just stick with that.
you just stuck with Logic.
Yeah.
You're used to it. You know how it works.
Pretty
you know
much.
You can get your
you
job
know,
done.
Exactly.
Be if-
Quickly and,
Right. Yeah.
But there's so many other little
Well,
things.
and everybody
plugins
has
and
that.
stuff.
Like
Yeah.
everybody has that with like certain things where they go, I know how this works and this works for me.
Yeah.
And that's totally fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's not to say that like one is better than the other because
No.
I have no idea.
No, they're probably all
I've
the same.
tried to use so many different programs.
There's so many and they're all the same.
Yeah.
It depends what you like better.
Do you feel that Logic is better for scoring?
No, really. Because I
No.
see a lot of people using Pro Tools and
It's just your
the
preference.
Cubase and yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Now Universal Audio came out with Luna. It's a new one.
Really?
I know, whatever.
Yeah. No, I don't.
But
there's
it's funny.
always-
I just don't. I got it. I downloaded it because of an audio.
Would you use
interface
Logic
thing.
for the live shows? For anything that you're NDing?
That I will probably use Ableton Live
Really? Why is
because
that?
of technical stuff. Let's say
It just works better for a live show.
It's
You
it's
can
a little
rely
bit
on
more-
it better.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
let's say It's
Is
just
it is
easy
Ableton
to
is Ableton
easy
Live?
to program that.
Is it called Ableton Live?
Yeah,
So it's meant for live.
I guess so, right?
I guess that would
Yeah,
make sense.
yes.
It's like we want to make sure this works for
Yeah.
a lot. Like what's
It's
a show?
just easy to program. Like it's
Right. Okay.
it just
so you don't have to
and-
think too much.
exactly.
What's
And, yeah.
what's like a artist that you've done Ableton Live with?
Stereo Jane?
Ooh.
Like those, yeah.
Let's talk about Stereo
Yeah,
Jane.
Stereo Jane.
With
They're
Mr. Nick
great.
Diorio.
I know.
Diorio on bass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you go in and you
And-
take like the songs.
The producers,
They've already
Yeah.
recorded these songs.
they already recorded.
You guys are
everything is
hired
ready.
on.
Exactly. They send me producers, send me the stems, right? All the like vocals, backing vocals are separated. Percussions, add like all the drum stuff, add guitars, whatever. And I try to make I do like my little premix and stuff when I'm home,
Mm-hmm.
so I know that it's gonna sound good when I send the track.
Right.
I do that on Logic, actually. I do all the pre-preparation on Logic, yeah. And then I bounce them and I import it in Ableton Live, yeah. I
Because
just
you want to
like
use
it.
Ableton for the show.
Yeah.
But you're
exactly.
working with Logic.
with Logic, yeah.
Right.
And then for the actual performance, everything is done with Ableton.
nice.
Yeah.
That's cool. Is that on a laptop with nothing else on it?
It's on a laptop with an audio interface. Sometimes we use two laptops at the same time.
A and B, just in case
in
one
case
breaks
one,
down.
yeah.
In case one crashes.
The
Right.
technical stuff. I'm pretty
Right.
sure a lot of people know, like, oh yeah, I know what he's talking about. Blah, blah, yeah.
Right.
But yeah, for who doesn't know, it's two laptops at the same time. So in case one fails or break, the other one, it's ready to go
They're both running in front of
at the
house.
same time. Yes, correct.
Have you guys, have you ever had one fail?
No.
Luckily,
We try.
knock
No,
on wood.
really. No.
Even though we can't play live
No.
right now?
Yeah. It's been. I know. Yeah.
How do you know what to pick?
For
What do you want to keep in the song for live? How do you know what tracks you're going to be like, we need this?
stuff that, of course, if I play part, like let's say that there are like little extra guitars, if they're
Yeah.
useful, maybe I just keep them there very low,
Yeah.
just because they sound good.
Fills it out.
Sometimes not even. I just like it. Kind of try to keep the tracks very minimal, let's say.
Right.
But sometimes they have like like nowadays we musicians and stuff, artists use a lot of like stomps or like breaks or like riser or booms type
Yeah.
of sound.
Yeah.
Shoom, that kind of break
Right.
things and,
Right. Any of the little triggers, any of the funny things.
trappy sounds, hats,
Yeah.
like extra backing vocals because maybe sounds good when there is like a low pitch,
Right.
that kind of stuff.
And it's on point because you guys are playing with the track and everything, and you can get a little bit of the
Me
best.
and Nick, of course, you guys know.
Nick
who
Diorio,
is.
who
Nick
plays
Diorio,
bass for
our
Stereo
brother.
Jane. Wow. I've seen
Yeah.
you guys play. I saw you guys play at
I know.
Sayers once.
Yeah, yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah, it's pretty
I
cool.
was like, look at them go. It's a great act, by the way.
Yeah.
If anybody out there gets a chance, fucking check out Stereo Jane.
Pretty
Because they're
awesome.
rad. They have some really good songs. It's really catchy.
Yeah.
And the boys up there, who plays drums? Who's playing drums?
Emilia.
Emilia. That's one of the sisters?
Yes.
And the
they're-
other
they are
si-
twins.
They're twins.
Crazy. They don't even look that similar.
they,
Well, they do, but
Do you know if
people-
they're fraternal or identical?
Is that what you're saying? Fraternal, I guess.
Fraternal or
Yeah.
identical,
Yeah.
yeah. I think I have this right
Yeah.
because I have identical twin brothers. I'm not a twin. They're twins.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not a twin. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to
I guess
clarify.
they are. Yeah.
Well, here's the deal. Identical, if I'm correct on this.
Mhm.
I know identical is... It's not always necessarily that they look the same, I think. But I do know...
Mm.
God, I hope I'm right on this. I hope I'm fucking right on this. That an identical twin is when it is one egg that splits for conception and
I
all
think
that
so.
fun stuff. Fraternal twins are two separate eggs or something like that. I don't know. It's something like that. But I do know that, like, I know for sure that at least, like, my brothers are identical twins. And when we were growing up, they looked exactly the same. And of course, everybody dressed them up in the same fucking outfit.
Cute.
just to confuse them. And I feel bad for them because a lot of the times they get referred to as the twins. They're the, you know, they're the twins, but it's Mackenzie and Macaulay. And they looked exactly alike. They dressed exactly the same. They did. But for me, because I was their brother, you could line them up at the other end of a football field, turn them around with their backs turned to me, and I can go, that's Mackenzie, that's Macaulay. I knew. Now they look a lot different. I think that happens a lot when they get older.
Probably,
some twins. And if twins dress the same past the age of 15, you're fucking weird. I'm sorry. You're weird. Don't dress the same. Get a different haircut. Let people know that it's different. Because if you're still doing that double mint bubblegum shit, that's fucking weird. Unless you're going in for a commercial, then do that. But other than that, like, don't wear the same shirt unless it's like, I don't know. But so, okay, so Amelia?
Amelia is the drummer.
Amelia Earhart. I'm kidding. No, Amelia is the drummer.
And Sydney.
Sydney is the singer.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. Doesn't Sydney have a gold top guitar?
She does.
She plays Les Pauls. She's like us.
Right. Yeah.
That's right. I
We
knew
all
I
have
liked
that-
her.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what Dario plays too. But you play.
I do play a bunch of
You play a
guitar.
shitload of guitars.
I don't even know what I like now the most. Maybe I don't know. I guess.
Are you
Are you a Strat guy?
You're afraid to say it, aren't you? You're like, ugh.
Maybe Strat.
It's like
I
coming out of the
Strat.
guitar non-gay closet.
It's my number
like
one.
it's
my
like
go-to.
I play
guitar.
Strats. ugh.
But
But there's the other world of like if
Yeah.
well, so because you play, I know you play Les Pauls, you play Strats, you play Tellys.
I know.
You just got a really cool Telly.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
Like a Sir Telly.
A Sir
I
Telly.
know there is gonna be a 50% of people be like, oh yeah, another 50%.
They're like, I have.
It's always like, I love that guitar. It's great.
Dude,
They
you brought
make
it over
great
one
guitar-
day. We
yeah.
jammed it.
Yeah, it's pretty.
This
sick.
thing is so Sir, which is spelled S-U.
HR.
Yes, you. I can't think. SUHR. Where's the company?
I think it's based in South California.
Southern California. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they make a Telly.
They make everything.
They make everything,
They
right?
make everything. They make everything great.
They don't make Les Pauls, do they?
I think at some point they did.
Oh, they did.
I am not sure if they're still doing.
Now, but what made you go, I'm going to get a Sir Telly as opposed to just a regular Fender Telecaster?
I've always liked it better for some random reason.
You just play
But
them
once you, it's hard to find a good. When you find a good guitar, it can be any. It can be a Fender, it can be a Sir, it can be a Anderson, can be. There's so many, so many brands.
Right.
You just pick it, when you pick it, you're like, oh wow. With Sir, I feel every time specific models too, they're pretty consistent. So I know it's kind of like a custom shop, like Fender type of thing. That you know what you're gonna get.
Right.
So I've always liked it since very long time because one of my main idol used to play it back in the day.
Who's that?
Michael Landau.
Michael Landau?
Yeah, it's a very great guitar player.
No way.
Yeah,
And
great
he plays Sir
session.
guitars?
He plays everything, but yeah.
No shit.
Also, I remember seeing him back in Italy in 2000.
Is he Italian?
No, he's from here.
Oh, he's from here.
Yeah.
But you
he's
saw
one
it,
of the
yeah.
main. Yeah. You probably hear
I'd have
hear
to-
him playing. He played,
And I would know.
in every record. He's been playing whatever.
No shit.
Yeah, and me and my uncle went to see him playing back in in Italy when I was still there, and I was like, "What's that?" It was a Strat, but it wasn't a Fender, and I was like, "Ooh!" I was like, "Ew, what is that?" I'm like, as a kid, I'm
You
like,
noticed
wait,
Wait a minute.
that guy,
Something's
really,
not right here.
And then I kind of learned, oh wait, there are other brands that people uses and blah blah blah. And then I was a kid, so forgive me.
It's a weird thing
Yeah.
to learn about that kind of stuff as a musician because I grew up with Fenders and Gibsons.
Yep.
That's what I knew, man. And then you learn, there's all these other brands that like it's a it's a weird stigma I think in LA. Here's what I feel like it is. I might get in trouble for this.
It's okay, guys.
It's kind of like some people are like, "Oh, that's cute. You play Fenders and Gibsons? I play Sirs and Durs and Tables and like these names that you've never heard of because they're so fucking cool. Because they're a good example, I have a Morgan amp.
How pretty.
I'll tell you one thing.
I kind of want to hear it right now, but
I know,
at
right?
some
Yeah.
point, yeah.
It looks like that. I think it's called vinyl. It's like that tweed vinyl.
Yeah.
Well, you know what made me like it a lot? I
Mhm.
liked. Here's what's interesting about it. I like the way my Telly sounds out of it better than my Les Pauls, but which makes me want to get like a Fender Blues because then it's like they balance each other out. But I got that. That was like my cool purchase when I got to LA, like after a couple of years, because they were like, it's like a Vox, but it's not as harsh.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more warm, and you get a little bit more range. And I was like, fuck, they're right. And I just hit it, and I played it, and I was like, this does sound cool. Because I think, again, I'm going to take this back from knocking the cool kids. Here's the way somebody put it to me when I was going to go buy something like a Morgan amplifier.
Mm-hmm.
They go, because I was so curious. I go, why? Why does it matter to buy a Sir Telly or a Morgan amp or a Bogner amp as opposed to a Fender Telecaster, a Gibson Les Paul, a Fender Blues, or a Marshall Stack? What makes it so, And the guy at the shop put it to me like this. He goes, here's the thing. If you want your Starbucks cup of coffee, that's no matter where you are in the country, it's going to taste the same. It's going to be exactly the same. Fender Blues Fender Blues Deluxe reissue.
There we go.
They're made the same everywhere. Doesn't matter. It's factory. Not that it's bad, but you know what you're getting. And that's cool. There's no guessing. So if you're on the road and I got to backline something, I go, oh, I know what this is going to sound like. I know this is going to work for my rig. But if you're looking for that, I want something unique to me and I have my thing, then you get those kind of things. And I was like, oh. And that's what made me finally get attracted to that kind of stuff. Because before I was like, why? I don't get it. And then
whatever makes you feel good when you play it.
My favorite thing is when I hear somebody play like a shitty amp and shitty guitar pedals and Boss pedals. Sorry, Boss, you're not shitty. Like, you hear something that's so run-of-the-mill factory and they sound good. Because at the end of the day, like I was saying, Nile Rodgers, you can give him a Toys R Us guitar and he still sounds like Nile Rodgers. But that was kind of the interesting thing. What was my point to all this? But I got that Morgan amp and I was like, this is great. I thought it was rad. I thought it was awesome. I thought it fit me pretty damn well, and I knew I could get away with it. And then, like, of course, if I'm doing a different type of gig where I'm on the road, I'll backline, like, a Fender Blues Deluxe reissue or something like that. Something a little, whatever. And then, but that was the thing, like, you go, oh, I'm going to get this Sir Telly because you just like it.
I just liked it, yeah. I've always liked it. I remember moving here when I went to MI, bunch of kids, they had it, and I was like, I recognize that.
Really?
And teachers, a lot of teachers too. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
all these sirs. Let me try. And when I tried it, that was personal. I was like, oh wow, I loved it. Yeah. And when I got it, I remember actually, it felt like the first time when I played it, and I was like, oh wow, this is right.
You're intrigued by it. You're intrigued by the brand, the name, the thing. You keep kicking that thing, like, man. You're gonna knock this over. We're gonna have like, bam, motherfucker, get out of here. It's okay. It's show is not big production budget.
We like to hold things.
Move it around, get it adjusted.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because we feel like we are on a stage,
Exactly.
Justin, guys.
Do you do that on stage?
Not really, but
you don't.
I try to fix it. Yeah. Fixing mics.
No, but you're
and
pretty
stuff.
comfortable.
Yeah, I guess. Right?
Me, I'm fidgety.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, we're all pretty comfortable at this point.
No, I feel like I do.
Like the picture that I'm looking
Yeah,
at.
like in the picture,
my
if you guys
picture,
can see.
I don't know.
Boom, right there. Dario being like...
It can be a...
He's like, this fucking note, oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen those memes of guitar players with slugs instead of guitars? It's the funniest. They're like...
They started with John Mayer.
They did.
And they all,
That's what I go to. No, but like, when you get on stage, when I get on stage, I get super, I don't know what it is, but I'm constantly adjusting microphones. I'm adjusting the cables. I'm moving things.
Well, the first song is
even
the
sound check, whatever. You know, like I'm just kind of like fidgeting through because I need to like sit in. It's like you kind of just sit in your chair where you're just, you get a little bit more comfortable. You get a little bit more relaxed or whatever like that. You know what I mean? What was the last show?
Good old times.
I know.
Wait, what's the last show? Wait,
was it Troubadour?
Yeah, together
we
play
played
together.
together.
Beginning of the year, right? Yeah.
That was in January 4th. We played at the Troubadour with Miss Tiffany Madadian, who's going to be on the next episode.
Nice.
And we're going to talk a lot about the Troubadour.
Yeah.
Did you hear it's under
Crazy.
fire
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
because of all this?
Yeah, well,
It's
crazy. It's sad. And
out of all the venues in LA, that's probably my favorite.
one of my
best.
favorite too. Probably.
It
too.
sounds the best. I don't know what the hell that is.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And you've played there a bunch.
Yeah.
Do you have like any standout favorite shows from the Troubadour?
Well, I guess Tiffany, because I
Dude, that was a
played
blast.
Troubadour with her many times. Like
Right.
many times.
She has a history there.
Yeah.
She knows them.
So she should probably tell you more about that.
Like it's for those of you who don't know,
Yeah.
there's this artist that we play with.
Yeah.
Well, I don't play with her. I don't. I filled in. That's another part of the thing about this business. You and Claudio are her guitar players.
Yeah.
You're Italian guitar players.
Yeah.
Which
it started with him, actually.
Right.
When he moved there, whatever, this other
And
great
you were his
guitar
roommate.
player. Yeah. He brought me in, same.
Yeah, go ahead. Talk.
Yeah. It's a great friend of mine, great guitar player.
Did you guys know each other in Italy?
No, we actually met on Facebook.
Out here?
Randomly. Yeah. No, when I was about to move here.
No shit.
I was looking for like a place, like for through the website of the Musicians Institute.
Yeah, to get comfortable.
And it kind of, like somehow I got in contact with him because he was looking for a roommate. And I remember actually when I wrote to him the first time, he just replied, "No, I'm not looking for a roommate." Bye. And I'm like, okay, whatever. That was a try. 2 days before getting on the fucking plane. Plane.
You can say fuck.
On the aeroplane to US.
You
for
got
the first
on the
time.
airplane?
Yeah, I got on the
Dude,
airplane.
you daredevil. Most people
Crazy.
get in the plane.
I know, right?
You got on the plane.
That's what you say?
I'm
In
joking. I'm making
No,
it
you
up.
can
That's
make
an old
that, man.
No. That's an old George Carlin joke.
In the plane, on the plane?
Yeah.
Above.
Because he says
Oh, yeah, of course. Makes sense.
he says that's what they tell you. That's what they say at the airport. They go, get on the plane. Get on. And I go, fuck you, I'm getting in the plane. Let Evil Knievel get on the plane.
Does it sound good? Get in the plane.
It doesn't say
sound
no.
good.
You
get on the plane.
You get
No.
in certain things, and you get
in-
on certain things.
Yeah, get in there.
You get in the cab.
Yeah.
You get on the plane. What do you say for the bus?
Get on a.
What do you?
On a bus.
You get
Uh-oh.
you get on the bus.
Yeah.
I think you take the bus.
Take the bus.
That's what it is.
Well, yeah.
You get on the
but
plane.
You take the plane.
No, you
No,
don't take. No,
you
you
don't
don't take
take
the
the
plane.
plane.
No, you never take the plane. That's the
Take
thing.
the train.
You take the train.
train.
Yes.
You
Aha.
take the car.
No, you don't take the car. Well, you take the car for a spin. I'm gonna go take the car for. Yeah, you do. Okay, so you take the
Can
car.
we just spin an airplane? Take
No,
the
you
plane.
get on the plane.
No,
You can't
yeah,
take the
right.
plane. You know why? Because it belongs to the airlines. But you take the train.
Yeah.
You take the bus.
The bus.
How'd you get here? I took the bus. That's how that goes.
Where were you when I called you? I was on the bus. I was in the bus.
Ooh,
Huh?
that's a good question.
Yeah.
Where were you when I called?
American
Yeah,
answer
I don't
right
know.
now.
Oh God.
Mother English.
I would say I was on the bus. I don't think I would say I was in the bus.
See?
I
So
think I
it's
would say
on.
I was on the bus.
I'm on the plane. I'm on the bus.
I was taking the bus.
Yeah.
I was on the bus. Like, why didn't you get my? I was sorry, I'm on the bus. That's how I probably would say it. Yeah. So you're on the plane. You take the bus. You take the car
bus,
for a
you take
spin.
that- for the spin.
You never heard that? Do you
Yeah,
say
but
that?
No,
No, you don't
but
say.
yeah, no, I
you
don't
wouldn't
really
say that. Hey, we're gonna take the car for a spin. Get the fuck out of here. You would never say that in a sentence.
Honestly, no.
No way.
I know.
Yeah, that's an
I have a
American. I think
lot
that's
to
an
learn.
American thing. Plus, it's an old school one.
I should learn all these little things. You know,
It's
I'm
a
a
little
little
bit-
behind, but
It's a
you know,
little
I'm getting-
American slang.
I'm getting there.
You're
you know,
getting
with
there.
a,
You're
you
doing
know,
pretty good. Yeah, exactly.
My English is all right. It's
Yeah, no, it's great. But that's one of those weird things that you would probably go, what? Why would
yeah,
you?
right. What do you think
You would perk up about that just a
Yeah.
little bit. Yeah. Where were we? We got off track.
Yeah.
You got
I
on
used
the
that.
plane.
Yeah.
You got on the plane. I did that. That was my fault.
Okay.
I'm
it's
sorry.
okay.
I'm a
No,
bad
it's
host.
Okay.
I did it.
No, you're
I
not.
did it.
You're
I did
not.
it.
You're great.
I fucked it all up. No. So you get on that. So
So I got on the plane.
you get on the plane. You don't take the plane. You can't fucking take it.
Let's
It's
put
not
it
yours.
easier. 2 days before moving to US, he contacted me on Facebook. It's like, hey, I'm actually looking for a roommate. perfect. It kind of everything lined up
No
perfectly.
shit.
And, you know,
And he was working with Tiffany.
it was working with Tiffany.
And he's like, "Why don't you-"
She actually, when I was there, I met Claudia, of course. And the first, I'd say, American I met, that was Tiffany, because she was coming because they were recording stuff.
Really?
Yeah. And we're kind of,
No way.
And, you know, like, of course, the show, like, she was going to play a show.
Yeah.
And, you know, and I think I saw her live, too.
Really?
I went to see, because they were playing, and there was another guitar player before me, before. But then,
Was
you
it the
know,
Troubadour?
No, it was at the House of Blues when it still existed.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was a good show. And
The
I remember
House
I'm
of
like,
Blues.
oh, I like this. And, you know, a month later, oh, we have another show. You want to play? Oh, I want to play. Fuck yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What year was
So that
this?
was kind of 2011.
Wow.
Crazy.
So it's been a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we just played our last show together.
2020. Yeah. 9
2020, January 4th.
years. Yeah.
Top of the year.
Yeah.
We played with Tiffany Medadion
Yeah.
at the Troubadour, which was rad.
Yeah.
Did I leave that window open? I think I did. Do I need
No,
to close
I
it?
don't think it's the
Yeah.
way. Is it?
No, it's people
Is it
talking.
the- oh,
No,
okay.
but yeah. And I've played a couple of shows at the Troubadour.
It's great.
Actually,
Oh,
what was the first time I played there? 2016. But yeah, the
Mm-hmm.
Troubadour is a great place to play. There's something about it. And for those of you listening in and checking this out and wondering, and if you're not from California, you're not from Los Angeles,
Yeah. It's sad.
I moved here, and it's such a. Here's what's weird. I was just talking to my brother the other day, and he was talking about the podcast, and he goes, "Dude, what the fuck? You mentioned the Viper Room for like a second, like it was nothing, like it was your friend's apartment, because it kind of feels like that. Like it's not a big deal." But it is a big deal. It's not a big deal for us to play there.
I guess, yeah.
Because it's like, oh yeah, we got a show at the Troubadour. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, we got a show at the Viper Room. Oh yeah, we got a show at the
It's kinda
Roxy.
common,
Like,
yeah.
it's whatever, you know. And we would hate for these venues to go, especially due to this COVID-19, because people's rent is ridiculous, and that's how they make their money is by shows and stuff like that. But it's a main staple for like us to play at, and they're legendary venues. Number one.
Yeah.
And I don't want to like downplay it. But it's like we almost got spoiled and we got used to it.
It's crazy.
And the risk of it going away will suck. Do you remember the piano bar?
Of course.
How rad was that?
Yeah. That's how many times? How many days a week?
I
would
was
you
there
go
a lot.
to the
Yeah,
say,
you go there a lot.
Not saying almost every
Every
Kinda.
couple of days?
yeah, let's say.
Every other Friday,
Yeah.
every other Saturday or
Yeah.
Friday. Because that was the thing, like, so it's different than the Troubadour,
Yeah.
where the Troubadour is like a show, and it's like,
Yeah.
like, hey, we're playing the Troubadour.
Exactly.
Piano bar is, I loved, dude,
Ah.
they hit the mark.
Yeah.
They hit the mark on a setup for a great bar because you walked in. So in Los Angeles, California, in Hollywood,
Which is actually right.
on
It was in Hollywood.
it was
yeah.
straight in the heart of
Hollywood.
Hollywood. It's like what, Wilcox and Selma?
Yeah.
Is it Wilcox?
I think so.
It's the same-
In between.
No,
It was
mm-mm.
in between Cahuenga, right?
It's
yeah.
yeah,
Between Cahuenga and Wilcox.
yes.
Right.
Well, because it was on Selma,
I
right?
guess. Yeah. on some-
Because you have Sayers on Wilcox,
Yeah.
you had the piano bar, and then you had Hotel Cafe
Yeah.
on Cahuenga.
Yes.
Yeah. You walked in. I moved like a block. When I moved here, I was a block away from it, from the piano
Same.
bar.
I was 2 blocks away.
Where were you at?
Schroeder Boulevard.
Oh, yeah, you're right over there.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I was on Wilcox, but I was on the other side of Hollywood Boulevard.
Okay.
And I remember going to the piano bar. You walked in, and it just had a great smell to it.
Yes.
It smelled like
Bar.
beer,
Yeah.
bar
right.
piss.
Yeah.
That beer piss. You walk in, the ramp went. Was there a ramp?
Yeah. It was a little cracking ramp. Like there was a
When you
little ramp.
first walked
Yeah,
in?
of course.
I know there
I
was
think
one
the-
later. There's
were
one
2, right?
There's probably 2.
The
you
one
walked
was when you were walking.
when you walked
in.
up to so you
with the
walked
guy
in,
at the security,
Yeah, and
big guy that
yeah,
he knew him.
of course, yeah,
oh,
yeah.
so many of them.
yeah.
History.
I could
Yeah.
not picture that guy, but if I saw him in public, I'd be like, dude.
I
that'd be him.
think so. Yeah.
You walked in, the bar was right here on the right,
Yeah.
and you were like immediately like, and it was chill. And then after the bar, on the other side of the bar, more
Loud.
tables,
Yeah.
live band with the piano,
loud.
depending on who was playing.
But yeah,
And then like, because it's intimate. It's
Yeah.
like the size of this room, in a sense. The stage is. It's not a stage. It's on the fucking floor. And there's just ridiculous musicians there playing their asses off, like.
crazy.
And then you walk in, you walk past the bar, musicians on the right. If you went to the left, there was the outside patio where you could smoke.
And sit down
And it
chat.
was separated,
Yeah.
door closed. It was such a good vibe.
Yeah.
It was, and you can't recreate that shit.
No.
It either happens, I think, and when they try to cram it down our throats of like, this is the new bar with the new place to play.
No,
And you go there and you're like, it's not the same. There's something about it that it just rubs me the wrong way if it's not.
I feel when the Sunset Jam was at the State Social House, we I think Eric kind of hit it right with that vibe. I think it was a similar vibe, I feel. Kind of. I mean, you know.
You know what it is, though? Here's what I get. When he moved it, I totally get it.
Yeah.
Because from a business standpoint, if he says, hey, I'm doing the Sunset Jam at the Viper Room, that holds more weight than the State Social House. He can go online and talk to people and go, I'm doing it at the Viper Room. And everybody knows what you're talking about. That's where River Phoenix OD'd. That's Johnny Depp's club. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers were the first band to play there at the Viper Room. So it's a big deal. And I totally got why he moved it. However, we had a blast at State Social
House. Wow.
It was, because you know why? It was rowdy.
Great.
There was it was organized and he did a great job with it and putting people together and da-da-da-da. But it had an energy. And when he moved it to the Viper Room, it had a completely different energy. And it's not to say that it was bad.
No,
it's just different.
It's different.
Because you know what it is? So for those of you who don't know, I'll give you a little fun thing. State Social House is a cool bar in Los Angeles. It's a decent, if you're from Milwaukee or you're from Seattle or you're from Florida, but it's just a good bar. And because it's on the hill, there's like 3 levels. There's a mid-level, there's the cigar bar, which I love.
Yeah.
And then above the regular bar, there's the upstairs attic where we played. It had that vibe to me because I'm from Ohio. You played in people's basements.
Yeah.
That's what we did.
Nice.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's the vibe it had. The only thing that was on a stage was the drums.
Yeah.
We were on the
Right?
floor.
Yeah. We're on the
And we just went up and we fucking,
Great.
that bartender, whoever she was, that cute blonde, I can't remember your name. I'm so sorry, but you were cute and you were very nice to us. You were very sweet. She didn't have to be, but she loved having us there.
Yeah.
And we had a blast. And we did that, every Monday night.
Yeah.
I met Eric the month before. And he goes, hey, I'm going to do this jam at State Social House. And then it was on. And that's where I met Tiffany.
Yeah.
That's where I met
I
Tiffany.
actually
first.
met Eric right after I moved here.
Right after.
Yeah.
Where'd you meet Eric?
We met at a Starbucks right next to MI.
Oh, that one.
Like
The one on Hollywood Boulevard.
Like the first
right across
week
from
I was-
Scientology. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
You
First week I was here. Yeah, crazy. Yeah.
Was he working there?
I think so.
Was he
I
behind the
remember.
counter?
You know,
Or was he just hanging out there?
I remember he just said something because I had the guitar. Like, oh, bro, are you a guitar player?
Oh. But
And,
he wasn't working there.
I don't think so. I don't remember. Or maybe.
Eric, if you ever worked at Starbucks, let us know. 'Cause
I
we
do.
can't
Do
remember.
you? Did you work there? I don't remember.
If you had a green area,
think, yeah.
if you had a green apron on that said Eric Himmel, yeah.
See, I don't remember that because back in the days, also I didn't even speak in English. I didn't. Even
When you
speak
first
that.
moved here?
No, I didn't even speak. Like it was very bad. I kind of it was very very bad. It's still pretty bad, but
No.
it wasn't.
You're holding a conversation with me right now, which
what do you
I
think? What do you say?
I could never do that. It would take me forever.
Yeah, but you know, yeah,
If I moved to Italy, fuck.
it's okay.
I'd
9
be
years later, yeah.
screwed.
But you know, when I moved there, it was pretty bad.
Was it really?
Yeah, it's crazy.
When did you and I meet?
2014? No, 15. When were the audition period? 14, probably
Something
14.
like that?
2014.
Yeah.
But I feel like we probably met before and we didn't even know.
When we were at MI?
yeah, and we're
Probably.
like younger kids. Oh, guitar
Yeah.
player. Yeah. Oh, you play guitar? Great, bro. Good to see you. I hate you. You know, that kind of thing. You know, probably. Yeah, we all been there.
It's such a real
Dude, that guy is awesome guitar. Look at, oh man,
Yeah.
great. Fucking hate that guy.
I know. It's such, dude.
No, we all love each other.
Yeah. But no, and that's good. Well, and also, too, it's good to just find people that you get along with or you relate to or you can play with.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, there are so many of us. There's so many
Yeah.
musicians. There's so many artists. There's so many this, that, and the other thing.
Yeah.
And it took, I mean, I love playing with people and I love doing
Oh, yeah.
the whole thing. However, you learn to eventually go, you know what? Fuck these people.
Eventually, why? Well, why not?
You figure
If
out
you don't
what-
match, yeah.
if it's not a, do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? If it's not your vibe, it's not your
Yeah.
cookie.
If it's not a good match, yeah.
That kind of thing. And I think that took me a long time to kind of realize because
Yeah.
I got some great advice before I moved here was don't narrow yourself to being like, I only do this. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't be like, I just, because that's what I grew up. I
Yeah.
grew up playing guitar like Slash or Joe Perry or Angus Young. And I was like, that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I'm only going to do that. And then you move to LA and you're like, oh, shit.
Yeah. I actually
I
thought I was going to play way more jazz, fusion, and all that stuff.
Is that
when
what
I
you
moved
grew
there.
up? Is that what you grew up
No,
digging?
no. Just rock, like whatever you said.
Really?
Rock, like Chili Peppers.
But why though? Why jazz?
And then I'm like,
fusion?
well, because I'm gonna, when you're younger, like, I'm gonna elevate myself to a better skill,
a level.
better skills and
Right.
stuff. And then I moved there. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna learn all this stuff. And I'm like playing, seeing all these kids gigging rock, like pop stuff. Well, now it became very R&B-ish type of
Yeah.
vibe. Let's call it that
Yeah.
way.
Which is
But
great.
I remember I'm like, okay, I guess back to rock and roll.
Yeah.
Boom, and that kind of,
Do you feel? But you're rooted in rock.
yeah.
That's where
rock,
you come.
Yeah.
What did you? Let me think here.
Grew up listening to.
Yeah.
That's
what
a
did
hard
you?
question.
What did
It's
you?
a lot of stuff. Yeah, a lot
Well-
of stuff because of course Italian music, American music, English.
Let me
music.
ask you this:
Mm-hmm.
What was the? Did you have an aha band moment or an aha musician that made you go, "I'm gonna be that guy,"
Well,
or that band, or that the thing that made you go, "Fuck
Well,
everything else." I'm doing
Yes.
this. There had to be that moment.
John
What-
Frusciante.
No
Ah,
shit.
yeah. Do you say John? Okay,
John
tell me.
Frusciante.
John Frusciante.
Yeah.
Not Frusciante.
I would say Frusciante.
Right. I like to say John Frusciante.
I think that's what it is. Yeah,
Yeah,
not
right?
Frusciante.
Oh,
If you say it, no one's gonna
right.
be
Okay.
pissed at
I
you.
would like to ask him. Maybe one day we'll meet him. I hope. I actually met. Well, kind of met him. Yeah.
Have you ever
Whatever.
seen Red Hot Chili?
Well,
That is the. If you ever get a chance,
I think we
Go
joked
on
about this
YouTube.
before.
oh, it's the best.
Did we watch it together? I think we
I
also
think we-
watched it together because we're like, we have to watch this together.
There's a YouTube clip. It's from Saturday Night Live. I can't hold it together. It's too damn funny. It's John Frusciante fucking up under the bridge. I guess he did it because Anthony and him were fighting,
Yeah.
and he didn't give a fuck.
Some
He was like,
inside
"Fuck it." He's like,
fight,
he
who
didn't care.
knows, yeah.
So he fucks up the intro a little bit, which we all know he's an amazing guitar player, and so he does it kind of on purpose. And then at the end, when when they do the part that, if you know the song Under the Bridge, Red Hot Chili Peppers, when they do the part that he goes like, "Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na-na, one time, ba-da-da-da-ba-da-da-da-da, bum, bum," and then the choir goes, "Under the bridge downtown," right? Which is a choir in the
Yeah.
recording, but Frusciante can sing really high.
Yeah.
In SNL in 1991 or whatever, he just goes, "Ba-da-ba-da-da-da-da-da, bum, bum." And it's the funniest fucking thing.
Wow.
Just screams blatantly obvious. I watch whenever
It's pretty amazing.
the first time I watched that, I watched it like 50 times
Yeah.
because I could not stop laughing.
Yeah.
He's just like, "Ah!" It's so ridiculous. It's anyway. Back to your influence. You saw
Yeah.
John Frusciante and you were like, "That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
That's what I'm doing."
I think I was like, what was I, 9 years old or something?
Whoa.
And I was like, that. I'm like, ah. And that happened, eventually happened, something happened before that when I was 7 years old. Because I'm fortunate enough that all my family, they're professional musicians.
Really?
My
I
father,
didn't know that.
I know. Right? You didn't know? Oh.
This is
Well,
why I'm
now
doing
I
the
know.
podcast, so I
Oh
can
yeah,
get to know
right.
people.
Now you, yeah,
How do you
exactly.
say your name again?
Dario, Dario.
Daryl. If you were from the
Daryl.
if you were from the US, you'd be Daryl.
Daryl, yeah. Daryl. Ooh, Daryl.
Yeah, I know it's not as cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Dario's cool.
Dario is good.
Dario.
It's,
It's
Dario.
got- it's
there
got
we
a-
go. With the R.
Yeah.
It's got punching grit.
Exactly,
Like
that's
grit, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Cool.
Exactly. That's what I was having a hard time with the R's with
know.
Crodino.
Ooh, yeah.
For those of you who don't know, sorry, let's
No,
get
no,
back
no,
to it.
No, no.
Well,
Keep going. No. But
well,
that's a
you helped
famous-
me out with this.
Yeah.
This was cool. I just
Yeah.
recently did an audition for Crodino.
Rodino.
The monkey gorilla commercial, non-alcoholic.
like an Italian
It's,
drink.
it's
yeah.
non-alcoholic, but it's a
No.
it's a like a
It's like
what's the other alcoholic?
aperitif, like I don't know.
What's the other alcoholic beverage that's non-alcoholic? Oh, O'Doul's.
Oh, yeah.
O'Doul's is
Yeah.
non-alcoholic, but it's a beer. So this is a beer?
No, it's kind of a. I don't know. It's not a beer, is it? I haven't had it in a
Or is it
long
like
time.
what is it? But what does that have to? Does it have anything to do with alcohol?
Not really.
Oh, it's just a drink.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, got it. Oh, so like
it's
like
kind
a
of bitter. I
like a
think.
like a tea, like Snapple.
No,
something
it's
like
like I think it's sparkling. It's a
Sparkling
little
water?
sparkling. Yeah, it's
Oh.
kind of something like
Okay.
that, but tasteful, like with a taste.
Right,
Yeah, yeah,
right,
Like
gotcha,
fruity,
okay.
I guess, bitter fruity. If I'm not
Sure.
mistaken, because it's been a long time
Since
that
you've had a
yeah,
Crodino.
probably over 10 years.
Crodino.
Crodino.
Yeah.
And you said it pretty, you know.
I hate it.
Yeah.
You know what I hate about it? Because I can notice those things. So I did this. I got a call for. I didn't get a call. Nobody gets calls anymore. I got an email for an audition to say, hey, if anybody out there can record, this is for an Italian ad, but in English. And I know you, and I know other people who are Italian. We know the Miss. We sort of know the Miss Alessandra Valentini, who you hear at the beginning of my intro, who goes, Michael O'Grady, I creativi. Dude, that was cool. She sent that to me because I heard her voice and I was like, whoa, that's a cool voice. That's a great woman.
It's a cool accent.
And I
yeah.
said, could you record you're saying the name of my show? And she said, absolutely. She's more than down to do it. She does it. She does it in English and then she did it in Italian. And I go, I'm going to use the Italian version because I'm half Italian and I need to pay homage to my Italian heritage because a lot of everybody goes, oh, Grady, are you Irish? And it's like, no shit. And so I get this email about this commercial to do it in English, and it was saying the R's that scared me because when you're doing a vocal take, because I said the line is something along the lines of like, sit down, relax, enjoy yourself, take it from me, have a Crodino. And to get it, I didn't get it there.
Right away. It's
To
like,
get
that's
it
good.
in your
Yeah.
sentence, and you're like, this is weird. It's a very, very strange
Yeah.
thing because also it said, don't be silly.
So yeah. hard
Like,
not
don't
to
be
say-
racist, basically. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
don't do like the, hey, da, da, da. However, that commercial, that guy is like that, though.
Oh yeah.
He is.
They make-
He's a little like,
Exactly.
retiro,
He
rah,
has this
rah,
thick
rah.
accent from Rome.
That's
you
a
know.
Rome accent.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what that is?
Yeah.
That,
Kind of, yeah.
They're
It's a
kinda
little different, but,
grunting.
you know, yeah.
It sounds to me like
And
they're
he's
grunting.
making like a dad joke kind of thing.
Is he?
It's like, and he's laughing in the commercial.
And he's like,
It's the only one laughing.
It's a little gruff.
Yeah.
It has a little
Yeah.
bit of
Ooh,
that.
ooh.
At the beginning, what does he say? How do you say, ladies and gentlemen?
Signore, signori. That's what he says.
He
I
says
don't
that in the
remember.
commercial I got. Maybe he's not saying. Maybe
Ragazzi,
he's not
boo.
like. He says something that sounds like Ronnie, and it just has this weird.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that guy's got a voice. Do you know what I mean? But the thing is, it's not necessarily the accent. It's probably just that type
Yeah,
of
the way-
character he
yeah.
is, and you want a gorilla maybe to sound
Right,
like,
sound like
ladies and gentlemen.
That feels appropriate for a group.
right. You know, and they'll be like, hey guys, how you doing?
Yeah.
Like that. Anyway, we got to stay on point because I'll go off the rails. I'll keep going. Frusciante.
Frusciante,
Before that,
Before, it was
It's
David Rhodes in 1997.
David Rhodes.
Exactly. David
Who's
Rhodes
David
is
Rhodes?
a great guitar player from England.
Really?
He played with Peter Gabriel and many more.
Wow.
So back then, he was touring with this Italian artist. Big guy, whatever. Big
Yeah.
guy. Whatever.
Yeah.
And my father was touring with him as well.
Your father plays what?
Viola. Yeah.
Oh, so the stringed instruments. There you
exactly.
go. Okay.
And you know, the whole band is there, of course, you know, and of course I see this guy holding this cool instrument. I'm like, what is that? Okay, that's it. That's me. I want to do that. I want to be that guy one day. Yeah.
Wow.
And and he was playing a.
Your dad was touring with him.
Yeah.
As a paid musician.
Yeah.
In Italy.
Yes.
From where you guys are from.
Exactly. Yeah, from Italy. Yeah.
You're growing up in when I'm sorry. I'm reiterating. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm reiterating.
I'm just at sound
This
check,
is
you
how
know?
you
Yeah.
grew up.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm at the sound check. You know, of course, my father and the whole band are doing
This is
sound
like a
check.
big auditorium.
Big act. Yeah.
Where?
It was like a little.
What's the
like,
name of
like
it?
a stadium or something. I don't know.
Get the fuck out of here.
Somewhere in Milan, I guess, back then.
Whoa.
Yeah. Like they toured all over Italy. Whatever.
I picture none of your I've seen pictures of stadiums in Italy and they look like stadiums here, but in my mind they
It's
always look like
a little-
ancient. No, they look like ancient ruins.
like the Colosseum.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I picture.
Yeah.
Like
no,
there's
they
gonna
have
be,
modern.
like you're gonna be like, ah, fuck, there's a lion, like
Yeah.
that kind of
that
thing.
kind of stuff. You know.
Well, what's the Colosseum in Rome, right?
Yeah.
That's that famous one.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's in
What's that one
Milan,
called again?
yeah.
Is that Caesar? No.
Caesar?
Caesar?
Yeah.
Is that
Mm-hmm.
like Joaquin Phoenix, the Gladiator?
Yeah.
The Gladiators
There you
Casino.
go, yeah.
No way. There you go. See. Yeah. Okay, so you saw that and you were
So
like,
yeah, he had a Fender Jazzmaster. Boom! Now just to be cool and technical. Like, whoa.
but that was the thing you saw and you remember that.
Yeah.
What was the guy's name again? I forgot already.
David Rhodes.
David Rhodes. Oh,
Yeah.
have to
It's from
remember that.
England. Yeah.
And he's an English
Yeah.
guitar player.
Yes.
He was the act.
No, he was playing guitar for the act. For the
Who
main
was the
actor.
act?
An Italian
don't-
singer,
What's the Italian singer?
Franco Battiato.
Ah.
Now I can
nice.
say, yeah,
There
exactly.
you go. Yeah,
There we go.
yeah. So people can like, that's cool.
They
That's
can
how you
relate,
got to. And did you bother your parents at all? Were you like, I want to play guitar?
Well, they bought me. My father bought me a violin, of
Mhm.
course, and I, instead of trying to do this with the arc and stuff, I was trying to play it as a guitar kind of thing, and I was pushing my mom, of course, she's a piano player too, so they all, they're
Wow.
all musician, and I'm pushing. Okay, I want to play guitar. I want to play guitar. I want to play guitar. Let's go buy. I want an electric guitar.
Yeah.
And my mom is like, oh, you know what? I'll buy you a 25, back then it was at $25 in euros. Classical guitar, $25 basic.
Right.
You're going to prove me that you really want to play. Hey, fair enough. Wow. That's pretty tough.
No
Yeah.
shit. That's good.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Wow. Good on mom and dad.
Yeah.
Just to see if you stick with it and you're really serious
and
about
I
it.
actually did. And and I, started playing, taking eventually private lessons and stuff, and I
Right.
went to next year I had an electric guitar.
What was the first electric you
It was like a fake Strat
had?
for like pay. It was $100, not even.
Right.
Like very bad.
Like a
but,
very low end. Yeah, because they go up
Yeah.
with you as parents. That's the same thing with me.
Exactly.
You start off with the $25 guitar. All right, he's more serious about it. You get him up to the $100 guitar.
And then
Yeah.
eventually you get to
Yeah.
you
No
know,
shit.
yeah.
And then, but at 9 years old, you saw the Red Hot Chili
Red Hot
Peppers.
Chili Peppers.
Do you have a
on
memory of
MTV.
that?
Yeah,
MT
MTV.
What was it? Do you remember what
It
song?
was of course, Around the World.
Oh, no way.
Gung, gung.
Gung, gung, gung. Which that's the bass
Yeah,
though. And then the
absolutely,
guitar
yeah.
comes in. And he goes,
What is that? And of course, as a kid, I'm like, whoa, like that's it. I want to be, naked on a fucking
Right.
just kidding. But they're all pretty, like all shirtless and
yeah,
stuff.
they're like they got the surfer body, like,
Yeah,
and they were all
exactly,
like
yeah.
that was their shtick when they first
Yeah.
came out and everything. Yeah,
And my mother bought me the cassette.
Californication.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
I had
the
it.
Cassette,
That
of
was a big
course.
deal for
Yeah.
me.
Oh
That was
my
a
God,
big
yeah.
influence on me.
Yeah, and I still listen to the album.
You have to.
It's crazy. Oh my God.
You know what got me first? It took me a long time to realize this. I had that. I also had Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers,
Mhm.
Greatest Hits, and I also had Hootie and the Blowfish, Cracked Rear View, Cracked Rear Mirror, Cracked Rear View. Bleh. Can't say it. Whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about. My brother had those two CDs, and then somehow Chili Peppers came into play. And it took me a long time to realize that. I was like, wow, the first things I gravitated towards were vocals.
No,
First thing
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. It was something about
it's about something about the sound, maybe.
the sound. I mean, I obviously know.
But you sing, right? You sing pretty well.
Nah,
You're pretty okay.
I'm okay.
You're pretty okay. No, you're
I
good.
have good moments and I have bad moments. Trust
but
me.
you're-
I still
you know.
I work on it just so that I can add something and get better. But I've never. It's weird. I probably should have been a singer if I would have but I was too shy.
Singer-songwriter.
I was too shy. I didn't want to do it. My dad tried to get me to do vocal lessons and I wouldn't do it. Would never sing in church. I grew up in the Catholic church of like the that kind of a weird, like
know what
in
you're
the scripture of the Lord and the Savior. That.
Being from Italy,
What I didn't get was
that's
everybody knew the words and how to sing it, and no one
But then we
taught
were
me.
reading. I see
Yeah,
they were
but
reading
nobody taught me it. Nobody explained it. I grew up the Italian-Irish way where nobody says shit to each other, and nobody explained it to me on how to fucking do it. So I just didn't understand when everyone's like, Christ is in, Christ is risen, like, Christ will come again. Please be seated. And everybody, you hear the pews go.
In Italy, it's all like that. If you go to church, there is no live band.
No live band. That threw me off when I moved here.
Oh, same. And Cool. Sorry, I heard that. Bang. Okay,
you did that.
I know.
You keep fucking with it. What did I say about the technology? We don't have the budget for that kind of stuff.
Okay, yeah.
I need my endorsement deals. Yeah, the feel good Jesus stuff bothers me. Because
it's different.
It's different.
It's
I didn't grow up
completely
that way. It
different.
irks. The reason why it irks me is because I'm not used to that comfortable. I have very loving parents. Don't get me wrong, but there's something about the West Coast generation of the churches that's a very encouraging, happy environment.
Okay.
They have carpet in the church, and the songs are like, He is holy, He's holding my arms, He is our Savior. And it's just like, it brings everybody into this very like warm kind of feeling.
But is that with the band?
That's
with
with
the
the
whole...
band.
Okay, the whole thing. Okay.
The
cool.
songs are like that South Park joke of like, it's a rock song.
Yeah.
It's a feel-good thing of like, but it's with Jesus
Christian
and Lord.
rock,
Christian rock, total Christian rock. But
Coldplay-ish, U2 type of like vibe.
Yes, yeah.
It's pretty.
It's
holy,
like that kind of like chicka chicka chicka. Embrace is holy. He's in your heart now. And I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
When they're like, when they go like, Jesus loves you, I'm like, all right, tell them to tone it down because that's how rumors get started. And I don't want people thinking we're a couple. That's too much. No, I'm kidding. But I grew up in the Catholic scary church of the wooden pews. There was some carpet. And it was the stained glass windows, like on every pew, like did you ever see the ones where it's like number one, Jesus goes to, what's the guy's name? Pontius Pilate, Palpatine, whatever. And it's just like, and then the next one ends with him like blood and he's like, and then he's on the cross and it's very scary. And again, the music is organ and it's silent. You know that sound you can hear when everybody hits the pews when they sit down and they put their shit? That weird. Yeah, and you're like, and it's dead quiet. And it's like this. And then he comes up and he goes, in the name of the Lord, and you're like,
Yes.
Anyway, sorry, I went off.
I remember that. Yeah. That's what we have in Italy.
That's
it's all like that.
It's very religious.
Yes.
It's very serious. You don't mess around. And we were getting in trouble back in the day because we could not sit still.
No.
So I gravitated towards vocals. This is my long, drawn-out way of explaining.
Going back to the bands, but
Back to Anthony Kiedis.
Yeah.
I love the Red Hot Chili Peppers, but to this day, I don't know what he's saying. And I remember thinking there was something about the poetry of the words. I always.
What do you mean? You don't know what he's saying?
I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Okay.
I know the words, but I don't know what he means.
Because back then I didn't even know.
You don't even know. You just hear the
sound. I hear the sound. I try to emulate.
All around the world, we can make time. Rapping and stuff because I'm in my prime. Yeah, that kind of a type of thing.
And I feel good about it anyway.
Right.
That's what I felt.
Right.
As a kid, I'm like, whatever. Everything sounds good, and drums and the bass. And
you know what line always sticks out to me? I always love is from I think it's from Purple Stain on that song when he goes like, "Knock on wood, we all stay good because we all live in Hollywood with Dracula and Carla Hood, unspoken words were understood. Up to my ass and alligators. Let's get it on for the alligator haters. Did what you did, did what you said. What's the point? Show what's the spread?
And it goes down.
No, that's
No,
around
that
the
goes
world.
to.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's it. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about, but I love
great.
it. I love it.
So poetic. I guess it's very poetic.
Very
yeah.
poetic. Scar Tissue. Dude,
An interior, like
Other Side is still one of my all-time favorite songs. But I gravitated towards the vocals as far as the poetry. Same thing with the Doors. Same thing with Tom Petty.
There is something about their sound, their tone, vocal tone. Like for example, like we said before, when I speak, I hate it. I hate hearing my voice.
I gravitated. The thing that made me get off.
Sorry. Oh, that's you.
I can't wait to edit this to see everything that you're doing. You're way more Italian than me. You talk way more with your hands. You're like, boom, boom. And no, but it's the imagery that they would paint.
Well, you're talking with your hands too.
I do,
It's
yeah.
them.
It's in there. It's in the ba, 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 ba. It dun, 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 illustrating the point.
It's great. Yeah.
It was what they talked about in the songs. It was more of like I like the imagery of it. It always made me like, I don't know, did you like, I had this where if I didn't see a music video, we grew up in the day where you would sit down with your headphones on a CD player and you just closed your eyes or you stared out the window and you got this imagination of where the song was, what it felt like, the colors. Exactly. Like I'll give you a good example off the top of my head. The song Easily off of Californication. Easily. Right. Let's get caught in a way.
So good. Yeah.
I, for some reason, remember to this day picturing running through the forest of like evergreen trees at night. That's what it seemed to me. I could just picture that. It just was in my head. It just felt like they were going like this. And there was the sky and the stars, and it was forest, and it was green, and it was brown, and it was dark. For some reason, that's what went off in my head. And that's a really cool thing about music, especially if you don't have a lyric video in front. I hate lyric videos because they ruin shit for me.
Yeah, they make it,
You look at that screen, and you're like, this blows.
Your imagination just stops. Kind of thing. But I get it. I know.
That's exactly what it does. It stops your brain from thinking.
And by the way, I think Red Hot Chili Peppers videos, they're pretty cool.
They're great.
Wow. I don't know if every video, but most of them, let's say.
Wasn't Around the World like a video game? Or was that Californication?
No, Californication.
Californication. Yeah. That was like
Around
a video
the World
game.
was like weird tribal. With
I don't remember.
Crazy.
I don't even remember that one. But I do remember the first time my grandmother bought me Blood Sugar Sex Magic for Christmas.
Amazing. Yeah.
And everybody was like,
my uncle had a vinyl.
You had the vinyl?
Yeah, my uncle had it. Yeah. I remember saw it, but I was too young for that.
Right.
And I didn't even know.
I was too young. And she got it.
She
She didn't know. And everyone was like, you bought him what?
What is that with the face?
The face, and it's called Blood Sugar Sex. Well, did you get confused on the title at first? I thought it was like Red Blood.
Oh, no.
Hot Sugar.
No, because back then, I didn't even know what it meant.
Oh, I'm stupid. I read it like...
You were like reading it.
Because it says red... blood.
I wish we could have...
Do you see what I'm saying? Like, if you look up at the... Because it says red for Red Hot Chili Peppers, and then blood for Blood Sugar Sex Magic. And it went like
and then
this.
And
it went like that around the names. Yeah, it was Blood Sugar Sex Magic. And I remember listening to that, and I was like... the first, I think, was Californication for me.
Oh. Yeah.
Was that your first one with them?
Absolutely.
And then you had to go back.
Yeah. I went back eventually later after By the Way.
You went, wait, which way did you go first?
Californication.
And then?
By the Way.
By the Way.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And like on MTV and stuff, like you will like see videos.
Yeah.
Of like old, and I was like, oh, that's Red Hot Chili. Oh, I remember the song Give It Away.
Yeah.
Give it away.
Give it away. Yeah. That video is insane. That video is awesome.
And I was like, oh my God, that song is great. I'm like, but it's not here. Oh, and then
that's how you found Blood Sugar
pretty
Sex?
much.
No shit.
Yeah.
Yes.
I made my own research. Back then without internet, it was
I've
a
had
little...
so many of those things.
Yeah.
So many where you're like, wait, it's not on here. I know
Yeah.
that song. And then you have to find the album.
Exactly.
Yes. The first concert I ever saw was AC/DC.
Wow. That's pretty good.
Not too bad.
And you're like, okay, I want to do that too.
That's my-
That's what you... Okay.
That's my...
I get... Okay.
That's my aha moment. That's one thing my dad did. Yeah,
That's good.
And I remember he bought, and he didn't. I don't think he knew too much. I mean, my dad. I grew up listening to the radio. Like he had the radio on. We always listened to music and songs and stuff. And he was Beatles, and he had CDs and albums and whatever. But I never latched on to anything as a kid. But when I was like 12 years old, I think this just happened by chance, where somebody had tickets to see AC/DC at the Gund Arena, and it was on.
Oh, wow.
I still
You still have the ticket? Oh, my God. That's great.
The ticket right there. Yes, that's right, folks. We had tickets back in the day. We had to present them, and it's the merch memorabilia right here. So it was on April 6, 2001. And I think my dad got tickets like somebody couldn't go to the show. And it was at the Gund Arena in Cleveland, Ohio.
Whoa.
Yeah. And he goes, hey, I remember vividly. This is a weird, vivid memory I have.
Of course.
By the way, I'm sorry. Did I hijack whatever we were talking about before? Or we're just going on?
I think we're good.
Going. Okay.
Doesn't
and
matter.
Be careful with that microphone. I can hear it.
no.
I can hear when you touch it.
I know.
Yeah. I got to get better equipment. But
We'll
anyway.
tweak it, don't say anything.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
tweak it later.
Fix it later. Whatever. Yeah. Anyway, my bad. I know Dario knows all the audio stuff. No, so I remember one of these weird, vivid memories as a kid, and I don't remember jack shit most of the time. But so my dad goes, "We're gonna go to this concert,
This.
in like a couple of weeks or whatever it was. This right here." And I remember specifically thinking, and I remember thinking for sure, I don't want to go because I don't want to see my dad's old fart band music. I was a kid. I was like 10 years old.
Makes
No, I was
sense.
12. I'm sorry. I was 12 years old. And this was before classic rock had like a boom at in our culture with
You didn't play any guitar,
No,
right?
no.
Like,
I just
okay,
took. They made me take piano lessons from Sister Mary Shovelface. I hated it. I played a little bit of drums in the school band, and that's all I knew about music, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew the Beatles a little bit, but it didn't really like. And I remember, I think I might have said something to my mom. I think I might have went up to her and been like, "I don't want to go. I don't want to do this," and she was like, "Just go, do something with your father. It'll be fun.
It'll be fun.
You might have fun. You might have a good time. Who knows?" And then all of a sudden, he goes and buys, and I remember I just thought this. I just didn't think your dad's not cool, or your dad does things that are like, he takes you to Home Depot, and you're like, fuck, how long is this gonna be? Or he takes you to the bank, and you're like, God, and, because your dad has to run errands, he has to do things. Don't get me wrong, he did do fun things with us. And he bought High Voltage, which is their first album. And he bought Stiff Upper Lip, because in 2001, that's the tour they were promoting. So he bought those two. And then all of a sudden, I just started listening to him. I fell in love with the artwork. I was like, what is this guy on the cover? Like on Stiff Upper Lip, he's a statue going like, ugh. And it's ugly but beautiful. And the High Voltage is like, and you're just like, what is this? He looked like a creature to me. It was weird. I didn't get it. I didn't know what it was, but I was like, there's something here. And I remember listening to High Voltage, that the first time you hear it, it's a long way to the top.
That makes you,
and you're just like, it blows your fucking mind open. And you're just like, this is amazing. And I was confused because I heard the first CD that had Bon Scott, didn't know who that was. And then the second one with Stiff Upper Lip is with Brian Johnson. So I'm like, something sounds different. I don't know what it is. And then we go to the show, and it's at the Gund Arena. And the Gund Arena is like a regular, it's not like Madison Square Garden. It's probably like the size of the Forum or something like that. Yeah. And we were in the nosebleeds. We were like all the way in the back. And I think there was like an opening band, whatever. I don't even remember all of this super well, but I do remember being up there. And I remember the lights go out. People cheered. It was so loud. There was lights everywhere as far as they had the Angus devil horns.
Uh-huh.
You know, that's all you saw. There was no cell phones. And I just hear, and I go, what the fuck is
What's going on?
you feel the first time you feel that in your chest.
Oh, yeah.
That whole thing. And then he runs out to the catwalk, because a lot of times if you've seen AC/DC, they have the catwalk, right? He runs out to the catwalk. The spotlight comes down. He goes out, tips his hat to the audience. The place erupts, goes bananas. It's so loud. And then I hear, tss, 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 bang, da-da-da, da-da.
Boom.
It hooked me right in.
Yeah.
My ears rung so loud later that night. And I remember watching the whole show going, oh my God, I know that song. Oh my God, I know that song. I know that song. I know that song. I know that song. It's, dude, their whole set list is the greatest hits.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it took like, 40 years to get there, you're just blown away. And I remember that was that same thing where I was like, oh, I need to find more of these songs. And the first time I heard Highway to Hell, Back in Black, Dirty Deeds, Thunderstruck, The Razor's Edge, that whole thing.
One after the other one.
And it was just boom, boom,
and they all sound similar and kind of, you know.
They wrote the same song for 40, 50
much,
years.
You know, and everyone is making fun, it's the same chords, you know. Like, dude, it's so good. It's fine. That big
there's an art to that. If you can write a hit song. Oh, yeah. Dude, you know what? But you know what's weird is, you ever hear this story? Mutt Lange wanted them to change the pace and the melody of "Shook Me All Night Long."
I did not know that.
He wanted them to do like, "She was a fast machine. She kept a motor," like something like that. He wanted it. He didn't. He's like, it's too. He goes, it's too much words. He goes, it's too many words. It's not gonna sell. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna be a hit. The one time Mutt Lange was probably wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a very contagious thing when the bug bites you like that. And I was like, that's it. I'm fucking playing guitar.
Yeah.
And you know what helped? Here's the big thing that helped. One of the nice things about my, I'll wrap up my little story here in a second. We'll get back to you. You're the guest. We need to know about more. I love sorry, I will go back to Italy because I love that. I think that's so fucking cool. You grew up like that. Like, how fucking cool is that? And, but no, the thing is I grew up, and I'm obviously not a big guy, but I was even smaller growing up.
Same.
Way small. I was smallest kid in all my classes. I got picked
me
on
too.
all the time.
Me
got
too.
Picked on all the time.
No way.
Yes.
I look at you right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They gave me my own show. Well, they didn't give it to me. I did it myself. Anyway.
Yeah.
We'll say somebody gave it to me. Somebody gave it to me. But
yeah, me too. I feel.
My dad goes, "You see that guy out there? He's like 4 foot tall. He's little." Or they're like 5'5". They're not, I didn't think they're only like 5 foot tall or something. And that to me was a huge thing, because I like sports. I'm sort of athletic a little bit, but I wasn't great at them growing up. I was always the smallest kid. Was not that great at baseball.
Sure.
Wasn't good at basketball. Couldn't play football. I would die.
Yeah. But
guitar. I don't need to be a big guy.
Yeah.
He kind of made that a point. He was like, see those guys? They're really little. They're tiny. So to me, it gave me this confidence that I don't give a fuck how tall I'm going to be or how big I'm going to be. I can just play guitar, and that's all that matters. And lo and behold, I got a little bit older and I got a little taller, and then I go back home, and guess what? All those guys who picked on me, I'm bigger than them, or I'm taller than them.
That's awesome. Yeah.
I'm taller than them, and they're fatter than me.
And they don't play guitar.
But no, and not everybody was like that, but
no,
it just helped with confidence. It was a big game changer because it just made me go like, oh, you don't know what I can do. Like, I can play guitar. Mm-hmm. And then you move to LA and everybody can play guitar better than you. And you're like, no. Anyway, so I'm going to go back to Italy real quick again. Let's go back to Italy. And you see the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yes.
And you're like,
on TV.
On TV. Were you like a little John Frusciante growing up?
Type of thing, you know.
Do you wanted to play a Strat?
Yeah, that's why the Strat probably.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
But you don't
Jazz Master, like from the guy before.
Oh, God.
I didn't even know what it was. And I was like, because again, without internet, without knowing people that knew much about guitars and stuff, I was like, that's a Fender type of thing. I know it's a Fender.
You just didn't know what.
I'm like, but what is it?
Right.
And actually, funny story. Last year, I bought the same guitar. not that one that he had, but I found it on Reverb.
What?
Yeah. I've always wanted it because I was like,
That
oh,
same kind of model?
same color, same everything.
It's blue?
Yeah, it's like a
Like a navy blue?
surf green. That's
Oh,
what they call
that
it.
one.
That one.
Oh,
Yeah, you know
that's,
that one.
Oh, that's the one that David
Yeah.
guy had? He had a surf
Yeah.
green one? That one's fucking
That's it.
rad.
That's pretty good.
Did you play it at
That's
Tiffany
pretty
show
cool.
or did you play the white
I
one?
don't think. No, I think I played the Strat.
You played the white
Tiffany.
Strat?
Yeah, the white
Oh,
Strat.
okay,
yeah,
yeah. But I've seen
So
you
I think
play
I was
the-
making some change or
Oh,
something.
okay. But
yeah.
that's the Jag?
Yeah.
Or Jazz?
The Jazz.
Jazz
Jazz Master.
It's not a
They're
Jazz?
pretty. I think it's the scale of the neck. It's a little
A Jaguar is
different.
smaller?
Yeah.
So it's
That's
Jaguar
what
and
John
Jasmine.
Frusciante uses, I think.
Right. Wow.
I
you
think.
got it last year.
Yeah.
Full circle.
It took me a while, huh? Like 2000. Oh my God. 97. What is it? 23. 23?
Wow. Yeah.
No, yeah. Yeah.
23 years. Yeah,
Later,
exactly. And you find
Kind of the guitar that made me start it, pretty much.
Shit.
Yeah.
You found it on Reverb.
Mm-hmm.
Bought it from where?
Some random
Shout
store.
out to Reverb, one of the
So, yeah, great store, great online store. You buy from
I
whoever.
love
Dude,
that because
yeah.
it's not like Craigslist
It's
where you're
bad.
like,
No, exactly.
I don't know what I'm gonna
It's
get.
bad because it's so much.
Reverb
Good
has been
stuff
such
in
a
there.
cool, but then it's torture. So you found wait,
Yeah.
you found it on Reverb. Now you got the Seafoam Green
Yeah.
Jazz Master that you.
And I
grew
think I
up
beat it
idling.
on it. I was like, oh, can we lower the price to this?
Yeah, sure.
And the guy's like, yeah, okay, let's do it.
And you were like, I'm gonna have this guitar.
Okay.
Is
Oh
that
my
your
God.
favorite guitar now?
Yeah. Yeah. Look, I don't know.
Well, you got the Sir
Again,
Telly.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to say what's the, the.
We go through moods with guitars, don't we? Like one period of the year, like it's like a quarterly thing.
I mean,
You're
at some point, I remember when I moved here, I wanted a Gibson Les Paul.
and I've seen you play the
And
Les Pauls a lot.
I got that in 2000. What was it? 15, 16? I don't know. 15. No, 16.
Right.
16. Whatever.
Yeah. But when you do, like, I remember, I think I saw you play with Tiffany, you use Les Paul, but then when
Yeah.
I came on, I play Les
Yeah.
Pauls.
So it's kind of
mainly,
a nice.
so you balance it out
it's
by
a kind
playing
of balance
the, you,
strat. Yeah.
Yes, it does.
It's always nice to
Oh,
feel
yeah.
that out.
Because I grew up with, like, that,
Yeah.
not that chimey guitar.
Yeah.
I love it,
Yeah.
but it's not me. You know what I mean? But, like, what's the Les Paul you have? I forget.
It's like a custom shop, 59,
That's
R9,
oh yeah, that's
whatever.
it. I was
yeah.
thinking, I had to. You have the custom shop 59. Your wife has the 57 gold top, like me.
Exactly. Yeah.
Are those the custom shops you have?
Yes.
And you have a fucking 59. That burst. That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's a
That
perfect.
burst, it's pretty sick. Yeah.
I know I found a lot of guitars that I go.
Yeah, we've been talking.
And we
about,
go
yeah.
back and forth because I go, I want to get one just
Yeah.
like that.
And I send you pictures and like, oh, that one.
That's
yeah.
rad. That's like the Joe Perry kind, right?
I think so.
Doesn't Joe
I'm
Perry
not
have a famous
sure.
59?
I think they all have
think
like
it-
a famous 59.
What's more famous, 59 or 58?
I think
59?
59. I believe it's 59. I don't really know.
What's the difference in the neck?
I think the neck is smaller. What do you stand?
Is that what they
Well,
did?
smaller. It's like how do
Thinner.
you say thinner.
Thinner.
Smaller.
But it's a 50s neck. But it's a little bit thinner?
But then 58 is still a 50.
Right.
I don't.
I don't
yeah,
know.
I don't know.
Well, because I know
It
60s
feels
are...
a little different. Yeah.
Right. Well, you've played my Les Paul.
Yeah.
Is my neck thicker than yours?
Yes.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Do you notice that stuff? Does that bother you?
The ghost that this.
No. No. No.
No, I do notice it. It depends.
Does this bother you?
This butter. Do you notice that?
Would it bother you if I did this
no,
the whole
really.
show?
I mean,
Like a passing car?
as usual, it's something you don't have. You always want to have it or
The grass is
try
greener
it.
on the other side.
Yeah, it's always like that. But I like the 59. and,
Yeah.
You
That guitar suits you well too. You can. I've told you this before. You can play any
I
guitar.
don't thank you.
I feel like you
Thank
can.
you.
You look good playing any guitar. If you played a Strat, Telly, Jazz, Jag, Les,
Appreciate
SG,
it.
maybe not an SG actually. Ooh.
When it's coming, who knows? What's next?
Would you
Who
ever play a
knows?
Gibson SG?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember my old room. Oh, my room. One of my old roommates. You actually know him, Robbie.
Robbie. Shout out to Robbie.
Great guitar player.
Yeah, he's amazing.
All these great guitar players around here.
bananas.
My God. And when I was living with him in 2000, I don't remember.
Oh, you guys live
18.
together.
Yeah, for
You guys Italians, you stick
No,
together. That's
kind
what I love
of,
about you. You
know.
guys are family oriented.
We try,
Yeah.
some of us we try,
Yeah. You're like,
Um,
hey.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Italiano.
Hey.
Yeah, pizza and all the
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, why not? Yeah, pasta. Yeah, good. Good old times.
That's the worst stereotype because everybody loves
Yeah.
pizza and pasta.
right?
It's not just Italian.
But again,
that's the weirdest one, isn't it?
But pizza.
It comes from.
Pizza is different in Italy. It's
I
a
want it.
different thing. The pizza in US, it's a different concept.
Well, it's the same thing with New York and California.
See,
like pizza in New York is better
but
than
again,
California.
but it's still not pizza.
It's not.
It's not Italian Napolitan pizza. It's a little different.
Oh.
Yeah. But what if you travel and there are
Right.
restaurants and stuff?
That's all,
right?
I mean, yeah, of course, yeah. But like,
Usual.
what makes it different? The way it's prepared, the way it
the way
looks,
it's prepared, the way it
tastes?
looks, the thickness,
How you
the
eat it?
ingredients. I guess so.
Yeah. Is there more sauce in your guys' pizza?
Less sauce. I
Less
think.
sauce.
A little less. Yeah.
What about cheese?
Cheese, better cheese.
Does the cheese cover the whole
Mozzarella
pizza, or is it
No,
splattered?
it's just splatter. Yeah. it's more,
that's what I think
and
of,
it's
yeah.
mozzarella cheese.
Oh,
and-
that's perfect.
yes.
That's awesome.
Not much Parmesan cheese on it.
Right.
Or whatever else.
Pizza's pizza.
Pizza's
Eat some pizza.
Let's just get Domino's.
I love pizza.
No, Domino's. No.
Yeah,
I'm just
no,
kidding. No. I was
no.
just joking. Oh.
Oh God, I have a very firm belief though about pizza. Do you want to hear it?
Okay.
This
let's
is
see.
my
About American pizza or pizza in general? Because be careful.
all I know is American pizza.
Okay, let's do American. Let's stick with the American
All
pizza.
I'm not gonna offend any Italians out there. For all of you listening,
Exactly.
I'm not gonna say anything about your pizza. I don't know because I haven't done this yet. So just
Let's
get
see.
off my back. No,
Let's see.
anyway.
Let's see. Let's hear it. What's the theory?
I think that reheated pizza from an oven is better than the first time around. I don't know what it is. I'm probably the only one who believes this. You made the same face that somebody else did when I told them this. They're like, ugh.
No, but
I like
you
it.
have it right because of the way the ingredients.
Sit.
Exactly.
I'm not talking about Italian pizza. I have
no,
idea.
It's
You know how I noticed that? You know why?
Yeah.
Here's why. This is why I'm right. Anytime you go out anywhere, you go to Joe's Pizza in LA, or you go like when you're bar hopping. Guess what?
Just pizza.
That's reheated pizza. They made it already.
Yeah.
It sits in the front, and you go, "I want
Just
that
pizza
one."
is pretty good, actually.
No,
I
Just
know
Pizza's-
that guy.
Yeah, it's good. It's
very-
good.
yeah,
But my
yeah.
point is, you see it and go, "Hey, I'll have that." And guess what they do?
Yeah.
They take it
They take
and they
it,
put
reheat
it
it.
back in
Exactly.
the oven for like 2-3 minutes, and it's better.
Boom.
I
Yeah.
like it better. Or I'm
Yeah,
used
no,
to
it's
it.
great.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
If anybody wants to
I
write
agree.
to me and fight me, I will see you at 9 o'clock.
I
I like reheated pizza better than the first time around. I'm just saying. I don't know what it is.
It's fantastic.
Certain pizza. I mean, if you get like the ones from the grocery store, fire that up, eat that
And
moment.
done, and then you're good.
You're done and you're out of there.
Trader Joe's has good
they?
pre-made pizzas. Yeah. Actually. Yeah.
Here's my problem with that.
Mm.
It's too healthy. It's I'm a fat kid at heart. I'm scared about the future because I can eat. I can eat quite a bit.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't, and I get really hungry. So those healthy pizzas, they're like, I'm like, nothing. It
Doesn't give you much. Huh?
doesn't give me
Well, you
much.
can always add stuff on it.
That's
what I
true.
do.
You add?
A little bit of.
Let me ask you this question.
There we
Here's
go.
what I don't know about Italy.
Okay.
Do people add things to pizzas?
Well, yes, but
I mean, other than how it originally came.
no, we don't do
Ah.
that. No.
No chicken, no bacon, no pepper,
No, most
no
of the
mushroom?
time it's like just few ingredients.
Like what? What do you add?
No, whatever. If it's just margarita, we all know it's like,
Right.
just mozzarella, tomato sauce, and
You leave it alone.
done. Basil at the end after you take it
Sure.
out of the oven.
Right.
But then you have that with mushroom. That's it. But no, with mushroom and olives and crazy. What we do, but it's not as much.
Traditional practice.
Oh, it's hard to describe it
So
because
if
that
I-
would be.
Let me ask
it
you
would be-
this.
yeah.
If I went to Italy
Okay.
and I looked at a menu at a
Mhm.
real, not like a tourist place, I mean like a
Okay.
real Italian restaurant
Yeah.
or whatever, would there be pizza there that's like, oh, you can get the Supreme and it has peppers and onions and chicken, barbecue chicken?
It's not called supreme. Most of the time, it's not gonna have chicken on it.
They
I'm
don't do
pretty
that?
Sure. No,
They don't do
chicken
the barbecue chicken bullshit?
No, they
No
don't mix
pineapple
it.
on the pizza?
No, yeah,
Fuck that.
that's I know.
There's those people out
I
there.
know.
That's
And
always
I
the big debate.
still, when I go out,
Have you
when I
ever
used
tried
to
it?
go, I did try it. Just
horrible.
Not even for fun, just because it was there, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay,
I
just
hate
I'm gonna
that.
prove myself that this is bad, and I did. And still, even if we make jokes and stuff, oh, disgusting, blah blah blah, and I see people still, oh, so pineapple, okay. Like, bro, no, come on, please learn that. No pineapple on the pizza. Whatever.
Don't do it.
It's okay. It's just, it's
I
stuff
hate
in my...
that taste.
Yeah, I know.
I hate it.
Good.
When it's
good.
sweet and the acidity with that, I think that's what the
It
word
can
is.
be a little sweet, but no pineapple. Pineapple, no.
A little bit's fine, sure.
Mm-mm.
But
You
yeah.
know something funny? We call pineapple in Italy ananas. I know, it's crazy. Done. It's like bananas without the B.
Ananas.
Bananas.
Bananas.
Take out the B.
Wait.
Ananas.
Ananas.
That's it.
But
That's
with an extra
pineapple.
S. Ananas.
Okay.
Ananas. That's pineapple in Italian?
Yeah.
Ananas.
Ananas. Yeah.
It makes me sound like I'm an ananas. Like you're an ass.
Ananas.
Like you're an
You're
ass.
an ass.
You're an asshole. You're an ananas for putting this shit on my pizza. You fucked it up and
See?
you ruined
It's
it.
always something new to learn. Yeah.
Um,
It's great. Yeah.
no, that's fucking awesome. I need to go. I need to get out of the country, but
At some point, when we all can travel, hopefully we'll travel
I
more.
know. Yeah, that would be great. It'd be good to go out and play, go out and do some shows again.
Let's be patient and stuff. Yeah.
In a weird way, though, this was a nice reset.
I'm sure.
For me, it
Yes.
was. Personally,
I feel like
I
for,
needed,
probably
like-
for many, as usual, it's going to be super bad for some people, all right for others, and other people, they'll be good. They'll be
Yeah.
fine. And, as always, it's...
Well, yeah, I mean, you adjusted with that.
Yeah.
You're still working.
Yeah,
you're still able to
I'm
work
still
and do
on
other
it.
things.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I think that's the thing about it. Like, I needed to. I love playing live. I love traveling. I love doing all that. But I was doing it so much so that,
Oh, well, yeah. It never ends. It's...
and you get a little bogged down and tired. So
I think for many.
yeah, this was like a plus. Because for us in LA, for the people who don't know, like that's the thing is like we are constantly playing with people, especially if you're a hired gun musician and it's not your material and you're 1 minute you're like, just to give you a for instance, earlier in the year, this is how it started. We played a show with Tiffany. You couldn't play a show with Piper Hayes, so you had me jump in. And then you were back, and then you were playing with Piper. And then there was, I think there was another one. I don't remember if but it's just boom, boom, boom. You're doing this, you're learning that, you're doing this, you're going back and forth, da da da. And then you're doing this show, and a lot of the times it becomes, I don't want to say not fun, but it becomes work because it's our job.
Mm-hmm.
And our job is to entertain, and it's their job to have fun. And that's great. But when this all happened, I was like, kind of in a way, I was like, oh, we're all taking a break.
Yeah.
Hit the reset button.
I guess,
Pull it back or whatever like that. You know what I mean? Are you looking forward to getting back out and playing shows?
Kind of, yeah.
You itching?
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you were playing.
We also actually had a lot of stuff with Stereo Jane lined up, ready, and we're
Right.
like, oh, damn.
Yeah,
we're gonna
okay.
go to
So for
South by Southwest.
yeah, that's right.
We're gonna play many actually shows there.
You were supposed to go to South by Southwest
and
with
I
Stereo
haven't
Jane.
played South by Southwest
Ever.
yet.
Yeah.
I know there is some, it can be great, can be bad. It depends where you play,
Depends
whatever.
what you're doing.
But I think we had a few good things going on, and we just came back from New York and we played there. And
Right. Yeah.
dude, actually,
What was the show in New York?
we played at the. Oh damn, I don't remember now. Well, we did a lot of radio stuff.
Nice.
Like every day, it was
What,
like
like the
few-
Office radio shows? Wait, on air or off air?
Oh, dude, honestly, dude, some on, some live. I don't know.
Because you can do
One
this.
shot. It was like go
Well,
play.
yeah, because some radios you'll go and you'll do it on air, and then some you'll
I-
do where you're just doing it for the radio station to say
To be
hi.
honest, I do not remember. But it was probably some on air, some.
What was that
not.
for? What are you guys promoting? New
Just,
album
in
or just them?
yeah, just them.
So yeah,
Yeah.
people listening out there, they can go check out
Exactly.
Stereo Jane.
Stereo Jane, great.
Um,
They actually do really good songs.
They
yeah.
do. They have great songs.
Yeah.
You guys play live.
Quite a lot, yeah.
You and Nick Diorio
Nick
play
with it,
live,
yeah.
but
Mhm.
you're not on the
Yeah,
record,
no.
correct?
It's just them.
So everybody understands that. So
Yeah.
there's not.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. That's another thing. Yeah, we get hired out to be the live musicians.
Mhm.
And if you feel like, like you and I know each other and it's like,
Yeah.
I can't do it, but maybe you can
Yeah,
do it.
exactly.
And it's easy because
Yeah.
they're the artist.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's not Guns N' Roses.
No,
It's not the
exactly. It's
band
different, yeah.
band. And you're like, wait a minute, what the fuck? Why is the
Yeah.
band different? Nobody really kind of notices that. But yeah, you guys were supposed to do a bunch of stuff. You remember
Yeah.
South by Southwest.
Mhm. And
Was
then
there-
other things lined up, but
what were some of the other?
I don't remember right now. Because it fell through kind of all crazy with other shows too, with other people that was supposed to play. I
Right.
was supposed to actually go to Europe for little tour with this Persian artist,
Who was that for?
Toy. This guy, Toy.
Toy.
Yeah, he's a Persian artist. There is
No
another
way.
world with this, with the Persian community. They have
Right.
Armenian Persian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was with Stereo Jane.
No. That's another thing.
Oh, that's another
Yeah,
thing.
that's
Oh,
another
I'm
thing
sorry.
that fell because of COVID. Yeah,
Oh,
whatever.
okay.
Yeah.
Was that
So I'm saying, like, my memory, I don't remember exactly where we were
right?
supposed to
Because
be.
you were going to be doing this. You're going to be doing
And
that.
then
You're going to
that-
be jumping.
yeah.
Gig.
And it
and
kind
everything.
of,
It all just went
it all
away.
like, well,
Do you know anything? Has anybody rescheduled anything?
no, really. No, yeah. It's postponed. They always say postponed, but, no one knows.
Nobody knows. Yeah.
No, we're just waiting. And we'll wait whoever decides when. I hope, like, they find a real solution. I guess there is a real solution, but it's going to take a while.
Oh, yeah.
Beside what they say, opening, not opening, whatever, conspiracy bullshit, whatever. It's just whatever. We're never going to know, but
Yeah.
just, hopefully we'll...
As far as I know
we'll
now,
survi-
it's super social distancing, and
Oh, yeah.
there's no live
Yeah.
shows except for the drive-in
Oh, no,
shows.
yeah. Live music, it's on a hold for now.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure people are going to come out with new things, like live stuff and
Yeah.
recording and streaming, and
Oh,
maybe,
yeah, for sure.
maybe they'll find
Why do you think I'm doing
something.
this?
Exactly.
I needed
For
another
example,
outlet.
yeah, exactly.
I needed an outlet.
You're going to
to
start something, and,
Yeah.
that was a good... Yeah.
I wanted to do this a while ago, like in 2015, and the band I was with, they were like, "I don't get it, why?" And I was like, "Why not? I think it'd be cool. I think it'd be." I grew up shooting the shit with people. That's how I grew up. You sit by a campfire and you drink and smoke
ideas and
cigarettes
stuff?
and
Yeah.
throw ideas around and you sit and talk. We had band practice and we would sit and talk for just joke. I mean, I grew up with my buddies, with my old bandmates that I cut my teeth with, learning how to play music with. And we would just talk for hours. When we were young, it was just you'd talk for hours. Then you start talking for hours while you're smoking cigarettes. Then you start talking for hours while you're smoking cigarettes and drinking beer and trying to get girls to come over, successfully or unsuccessfully.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. And that's why I kind of wanted to do something like this where we can't play live shows right now. But I wanted to at least sit down and talk with some of my friends who I've known for a
that's
while
good.
and I've
Yeah.
worked with, where just to also maybe kind of give people an insight of like, this is what you do.
The life, yeah.
This is
the-
how
the
you make a
musician's life in
living.
LA, yeah, that's
This
cool.
is our living, and not just musicians. I want to talk to
Yeah.
other people. That's the goal, whether it be actors, filmmakers. A buddy of mine from UTA, he's going to come on and do the
That's
show
great.
soon,
Yeah.
because everything has changed for us dramatically, and it's really tough and kind of just the unknown future, and maybe also too, just if somebody's out there listening and in Illinois or New Jersey or Georgia
Hopefully,
or
yeah.
whatever, and they listen, they hear like, oh, I could be like Dario one day where I move to the big city and I can play
Yeah.
guitar or drums for artists. I can get my shit placed in film and TV. You can make a living and do this as a lucrative
Yeah.
way to pay for your rent, have a car, have a kid, or whatever it might be. You know what I mean? And that's a lot of the things, because you don't know what it's like out here until you get here.
Yeah.
Until you go, oh,
Absolutely.
that's how it works.
Yeah.
The only reason I got to play a couple of gigs this year and make a couple of extra bucks was because of you. Thank you.
Yeah,
You know what I
of
mean? Like,
course,
that's
yeah.
how it
Yeah.
Hey, what are you doing? Hey, what are you doing next
Yeah, it
week?
all started like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, what do you do? Oh, are you busy? Can you do this? Can you jump on? I'll show you, and everything. And you were really nice and helpful because you came over and like, I was busy at the time too.
Yeah, I remember. That's why I was like, yeah, I can just,
You're like,
come
I'll
by,
show you the
Yeah.
songs, whatever. We did a bunch of this, and that was a blast, and that is a lot of fun. So I do hope it gets to come back.
Oh, yeah. It will.
Yeah.
It will, and it will.
Yeah.
It will, I'm sure. Confident.
We're
yeah.
talking about it like the bitter
Damn.
end of like, do you
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
what it was like before? Oh, it was so good.
Yeah.
And now it's just
I guess
such-
we're so used to just doing it.
boom, boom,
weekly
boom, boom,
and
boom, boom,
whatever.
go,
Yeah.
go, go, go. Yeah.
Next.
And now it's not.
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted to do this, so we can kind of just
No,
sit
it's
down,
great.
catch up, have a
Yeah.
good excuse to hang out,
Yeah.
and just to kind of get a little bit of an idea of like who you are as a musician. And I guess in conclusion, we learned that Dario wanted to be John Frusciante with a jazz master
With
though,
exactly.
from David
Yeah.
No, David what? I forgot the last name again.
David Rhodes. Yeah.
David Rhodes.
There's so many more.
David
but,
Rhodes.
you know.
Right, but that's the stick out ones.
Yeah.
And you were like, I'm going to be like John fucking Frusciante. I'm going to play in the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and I'm going to kick some fucking ass. You know what I mean? That's what it's about,
That's
man.
pretty crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, dude, thank you so much
thank you
for doing this.
No,
I really
thank you for doing this.
No,
Come on.
of course, man. I thought it would be fun. You guys are a blast to
great.
hang out and talk with. You, Nick Diorio, Ramon Blanco.
We all have accent. Even Nick has his own accent, I
He's
guess.
got-
I don't know. No, probably not.
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't, motherfucker.
I'd say no. His maybe a little, like he's got a little bit of that
Just
Northern
kidding.
California, like but not that much.
It's
But
it can be like, you know.
Yeah.
It's a sexy Cali boy.
yeah,
It's-
he's like, I grew up in North California, whatever. Man.
Right.
Yeah, whatever. It's all good. Yeah.
We love you, Nick. We
No,
love
but
you.
it was. Yeah, I don't like you, Nick. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah.
We love Nick Diorio. Actually, a long time ago, people used to think we were brothers because I had short hair like him. I had a period.
Oh yeah, you guys look and you
Yeah,
guys always together. And
Yeah,
stuff,
we would
and
hang on. They would think we were brothers, and
cute couple.
yeah,
cute musician
we were
couple.
a cute little
Oh.
couple of everything. They thought I was the younger brother, and I was like, "Ha ha, Nick,"
You're
because he's younger
old.
than me. And I guess I probably look older than him now. I got the facial hair and the long hair. I look like a dirty hippie now, but. No. Seriously, thank you. We'll wrap it up here, man. So just to give it a quick close, give it a little button. Dario Comuzzi from Italy.
Damn, you said
from
it
Bologna.
so right.
I'm
Good.
working on it. I'm getting
no,
it
you
down,
got
yeah.
it.
And I don't want to be condescending about it, but
It's good.
extraordinary guitar player extraordinaire. If you
Whatever
want to
you
check
wanna-
out any of the stuff that he has done, look up Tori Kelly, look up Stereo Jane, look up Tiffany Madadian. She's going to be on the next episode.
Random TV
is there-
shows.
Is there any way people can?
Just Google. Oh no, actually, it's
They-
not
can
more
they-
Google. It's actually you can find my music on Spotify. Some of the songs that I produce.
Type your name in,
You just type my name.
Dario Comuzzi,
Yeah, and it'll,
and
you
your
know, all
shit
my
that's been
stuff.
placed on TV and
Yeah.
film will come up. Follow-
Spotify, music, whatever, Apple Music.
Yeah.
What's the other one? The
It's
Jay-Z
under
owns.
you as an artist,
Yes.
Dario Comuzzi. So
verified Spotify artist with 0 followers, but that's still okay.
go follow him on Spotify. Give the guy some
I
love.
don't. Yeah, it's
Yeah. Because that's a cool thing. They'd be like, well, where do I
Yeah.
check it out? Type your name in on Apple Music,
Exactly.
Spotify. All of the songs on there under your
Mhm.
artists are the stuff you've done for TV and film,
Yeah.
correct?
Mhm.
Cool. And they can follow you on Instagram. Your Instagram handle is just your name, correct?
Exactly.
Boom.
Pretty simple.
Lucky bastard. He didn't have to put a
Uh-huh.
number in there. He'd have to be like Dario Comuzzi, Kitty Fluff Fluff 99 Lick Lick 112. When you're like, what is it? I lucked out a little bit. People go, what's your Instagram? They go, type my name in. Then it'll pop up.
Oh, yeah,
it will
right,
pop
right,
up.
yeah.
So when you type
Many.
your
Yeah.
so go to Instagram, go to Spotify, go to Apple Music, follow his shit, drop comments and be like, you Italian god, amazing guitar player, and convince Dario to put more posts up on Instagram
I
for
should.
guitar playing.
I promise I will.
Yeah,
I
buddy.
promise. Thank you.
No, thank you. That's it.
Love you.
See ya.
Ciao.